What's up, everybody? It's Chris here, and we are here with the Chaos Brigade. I'm your GM for the night, Chris, and we have to our right, and I don't honestly know where everybody is. Jay's doing the overlay tonight, so I'm like,
same setup as usual. Same setup.
I am to
it
your
goes
right,
you,
Chris.
Ryan, I'm below you, Lou's diagonal to you.
Awesome, love it. You love to see it here. I should have turned on the screen over here, but it's fine.
Chat box
it's
isn't
fine.
working. Whatever. Sorry, your chat won't be on screen. I can't figure it out.
It's fine. We'll figure it out eventually. Both that in mind, welcome to the Chaos Brigade. I am the GM of the night, and we are in our mainstay campaign. This is the campaign where we have these three wonderful players, typically four wonderful players, but Ben had to bow out from that due to vocal issues. Not a problem. Ben needs to get his vocal cords rested and all healed up from streaming all the times. So with that in mind, let's start with the person to our right. Ryan, would you like to introduce yourself and your character?
I'm Ryan. I put Funkmaster Nacho everywhere that it matters. I'm playing Riker, the Leonin Barbarian.
Beautiful. Do you have a fun fact for us about that, or?
Riker apparently has close friends in his clan's rivals, as
Riker
we
does.
learned from a month ago when we played this last.
And then below me currently is, well, Jay here with a new name finally. No
Hell
longer
yeah.
making a name say that they misgender you anymore. So Jay, would you like to introduce yourself, where we can find you, and your character?
Hello, yes, as stated, I am Jay. I play Jay the Archfey. My character, you can no, my name is Jay. My all of my socials are Jay the Archfey. Follow me there. Although who knows, maybe the character you see on stream is also the character. Anyway, you can find. I'm playing Floof, the Kenku Storm Cleric. And a fun fact about Floof is Floof used to eat so much random shit before he met Nyx that his saliva counted as a deadly weapon. Like, if he bit people, they would take poison damage. But then Nyx made him start eating healthy, and that went away. His favorite meal was poison dart frogs.
Oh my god.
Cause
Okay, and last but certainly not least, in the bottom right corner, we have Luana. Would you like to explain who you are, where we can find you, and your character?
Hi, I'm Luana, aka Lu, aka the Witchboard, everywhere and anywhere. I'm playing Nyx, the Satyr Board, and a fun fact about her is that Nyx still keeps contacts with her college friends. You know, she sends letters every once in a while. And that's it, but she likes so much, you know, she's always adventuring, that's hard for them to like respond to their letters, but she still keeps sending them in their way.
Oh my god, you love to see it. And typically we'd have another character here, which would be played by Ben Does D&D, Ava, the druid wood elf. But Ava being MIA at the moment, she is just kind of sitting in the cart as everybody's going about this adventure here right now. She'll catch up eventually.
we hit a bump and she whacked her head, so Bones is tending to her.
Exactly, that's what's happening here. But just to prep up from last time to get everybody caught up to speed from what's going on, because it's been like 2 or 3 sessions for all of you. So it's been about a month since we last had an actual campaign session because of scheduling. But last time we were here, we ended up in the Emerald Lakes, Riker's home village, Riker's hometown. We ended up meeting most of Riker's family. There is some rather, family rivalry going between the Emerald Lakes and the Ruby Crawlers. Last time that we had been in the session, y'all had seen a couple Ruby Crawlers go into the family armory and try to get out with some items. After apprehending this family of these 2 people, these 2 gnolls, you found out that they were actually Rue and their brother, whose name I forgot, but I wrote down somewhere. It's not going to be relevant right now, so it's fine. They had both broken in here in hopes to try to get some weaponry and try to fight something that's currently going through the Ruby Crawlers' den and killing them systematically, basically. Just going through room by room, taking them out. Nobody's able to see whatever this thing is, and nobody's able to take it out. So they're hoping that the Ruby Crawlers or the Emerald Lakes might have something that can help them out. And they did. Our lovable party here. After some negotiation with Riker, Rue, the daughter of the leader of the Ruby Crawlers, came to an agreement that you all would help them out. And in return, there's not a clan war going on, so it's going to be fine.
Ooh.
That's where we had left off. You were all on the road to get to the Ruby Crawlers' den. So with that in mind, you've been on the road for about, let's call it about 2 hours at this point. You're probably a good hour or so away. You have a little bit of time to kind of prep up whatever everybody needs to be doing or what everybody wants to be doing, whether that be items or setting things up. And yes, Amaldine Shepard is correct. There are new channel point things in here. We have posture check. No cursing for the GM. So if you want me to stop saying fuck so much, then you can just click that fucking button, okay? And in addition to that one, inspiration and damage up are now the same price. So you can either A, give damage up to somebody, or you can inspire them for the same amount of channel points. That's not going to be abusable. It's going to be fun, though.
Yeah, definitely not.
That's mean, Lou. That's mean.
The
I
Witch
do
Bonders
not
with the
valid.
redemption of no cursing GM for 1,500 points.
Okay, well,
Wait,
fine. Darn it.
I'm hosting. I have infinite
Yeah.
points.
No, Jay. No, Jay.
Do it.
With
Yay, has
great
infinite
hosting,
points.
with great hosting becomes great responsibility. Please don't remove my word flavorings.
So you know that whole story arc where Peter starts being like a bad guy randomly, and you later
Yeah.
find out he's the clone.
Yeah.
I'm the clone.
No, we're not doing a Clone Saga. So with that in mind, yes, that was one of the new things that we recently added to the stream. So if you like that, be sure to use those those new inspiration or the little channel points. So, hey, that's unfair. That's me. Like you're redeeming my points for me.
Do you need me to say fuck for you, Chris?
Please, I'm just gonna
Fuck
point
you,
to Ryan.
Jay.
Nothing. Thank you. Both
I
that
can
in
also
mind,
give
so
myself
you have this
infinite damage ups.
No, you can't. I veto that. Oh no, I'm already at
Absolutely.
6K channel points. Well, at least with this, we have something that you can like redeem them on. So with that in mind, what is everybody going to be doing for like this about hour and a half ride that you have ahead of you, getting to the Ruby Crawler's cave?
So real quick, the Ruby Crawler was like her name was Rue.
Yes, her
Rue.
name is Rue.
Okay, so I go up to like Riker, and I go like nudge nudge. So Rue is awfully pretty. Don't you think?
Riker looks at Rue, then looks back at Nyx and goes, "It's strictly business right now."
Right. Now, and I shake Riker. So
Riker
please,
just-
there's a future that I will be
Riker's-
strictly business.
Riker's eyes he looks down at Nyx and his eyes start glowing bright blue again. And he just looks at Nyx and says, "Business only."
You know, part of the play Romeo and Juliet. This reminds me of that play very much. So.
Riker just sits back and like the thing where like when there's an annoying child next to you, you like put your leg up and like try to like put your back to them, and he does that, but he currently has a piece of wood that he's carving because he hasn't used his wood carving tools in a while. So
And I go the fight in the families, the distance between the families, like Mayhold, the threat. Please don't die. I know how that play ends. I don't want you to die.
Oh no.
Riker looks at Nyx from over his shoulder and just says, "Trust me, if anybody's gonna die, it's not gonna be me."
Next, as you're talking about that, you see that Rue is kind of like over in her seat, and she's currently playing like with Bones' like little undead chicken that's currently like jumping between her paws, crawling up to like their shoulder, jumping off, and Rue's just kind of playing with this little undead chicken as Bones just kind of like looks back at you all, makes as much as eye contact as a skeleton can, and like. As you see this, Bone just kind of like turns his head backwards, looks at you, raises one hand, like.
Floof from the driver's seat is just gonna lean over and whisper, "Xylobones," and then just go, "There you see her."
I remember
Sitting
Rue's
there
brother's name. By
across
the way.
the
I get my violin and start playing.
She don't got a lot.
What was Rue's brother's name, Ryan?
That brother's name is Nash.
Nash, that's what it was. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you
I had to look at the DM that I sent you.
Yes, thank you for that. I remember.
Because you came up with that name because I only gave you names of 2 of them.
I appreciate that.
My, looks like the boy too shy ain't gonna.
Rue is completely like ignoring, like she's not even noticing all of that. Nash is kind of like bumping along with that while he's like holding one of the Emerald Lake knives, and he's like trying to figure out like how to hold it, because like it's much larger than his hands really can hold it. Like it's. For the Emerald Lake clan in general, it's a large, like, Bowie knife sort of thing. Like, it's a large knife for, like, your standards. It's basically a sword in his hands, because he's a rather small knoll, and he's, like, trying to figure out, like, the best way to grip it at this point. He's like,
so
it's not.
With Floof still singing is going to slide the steering wheel to Bones, because Floof is well known, definitely knows how to work a blade that's not built for you. And he's going to walk over and start, like, positioning the kid's hands still. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, my oh my, look like the boy too shy ain't gonna.
It's the girl.
Ow, 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 shala, and then like I'd keep adjusting them, show him how to reverse grip it if he wanted to.
The kid like takes it, and Nash like holds it, and he like keeps repositioning it in his hand. He's like, yeah, that works out pretty well. Thanks, Floof. That helps a lot.
Pulls
And,
out
like,
the fire knife to show that I got one too. That's too big for me as well.
oh, that's so cool. And like as you pull it out, it like makes sparks and haha. That is so cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. I really like the help. Thanks, Floof. As he like kind of like gestures towards the wall, just like starts trying to get in like more defensive stances.
Does he want to spar?
As he like makes eye contact with like Floof, just like raising a knife, like he's like, let's save our energy for when we're in the catacombs. That might be the best idea here. That might be.
Goes back.
I feel like you would
takes
also take me out.
Floof, it's not good to stab allies before, we do what we do.
Rue pipes up. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. That'd probably be the worst option right now, especially when we want to live at this point. Oh, thank you, Amaldine. Damage up.
Oh,
That's
no.
that they can't curse. Oh, for Christians they can't curse. I can't read.
I gotta add a time limit to that now.
Seeing as how
Revenge on Jay.
Floof's just gonna hop back in the seat, finish the song, and then go doo tale as old as time, and just keep going.
So at that point, it probably takes you while this is going on, I imagine y'all are kind of like doing this jukebox, thing for like most of the drive. Riker is like
Cycling all
sitting
the
like
Disney
off in his own
songs.
seat, carving out his wood project. Go ahead and do me a performance check on that real quick, Ryan.
Performance, not a wood
Yes.
carving tools?
I mean, you'd be using your wood carving tools, like it'd be like performing like wood carving. Do you have
So
a
it would
suggestion
be-
what you would want to use for that?
I mean, I have a proficiency in wood carving tools.
Yeah,
Wood carver's tools.
so that would basically give you proficiency with your performance check.
Gotcha. So whatever this rolls plus, I think 3. Only 9. He's distracted.
Very
It's like-
distracted. You're able to get like
distracted.
the general
Distracted, you say?
He's in the car with like 4 children. Of course, he's distracted.
Form. You're able to get the general
one of
form
them's a
of
child.
what
She's
you're
a
trying
child,
to get
never
out there.
mind.
You're not able to get like.
I'm talking
you're not
about
able to get
Floof,
details.
Nyx, Bones. They're all acting
Oh,
like
you're
children.
counting bones too. Okay.
So yeah, you're able to get like the
Everybody's
general
acting like
form of what you're carving out, and you're not anywhere near being done. This is like the broad strokes, like outlined, like what you're kind of going for, and you're like, could be better. And by the time you pull up to the Ruby Crawler's gates, that's whenever you're able to like put it away, and you definitely have plans to come back to that later. So Bones kind of like while getting up there, taps you on the shoulder, Floof. Angles like his fingers up in the air and traces the outlines of like a gate that you're just barely able to make out like through these woods.
I'm gonna slow it down and just go. You shall not pass. Creak, creak. Disguises.
So as you-
Riker looks at Rue and Nash and says, "Well, they're not gonna trust just me going out there."
True, very true.
Riker
So
stands
Rue-
up.
Hello,
So
yes,
Ray
I have
kind of, like-
noticed so.
Rue kind of like pulls her hood down. She kind of like straightens up her clothes and everything. Grabs the bag, kind of like places like this duffel bag across her shoulders and pulls out a short sword and holds on to it. And all right, I guess we're about ready to go. Is everybody good? Nash sits up. Well, as good as I'm ever gonna be.
Is Nash older or younger than her? I realized I called him a kid, but I
Older.
don't know his age. Oh.
Rue's the youngest of her family as well.
So,
Yeah.
did we take a long rest? Because I got some spell slots that I used up and I don't remember
No, we
using
have
them.
not.
You could
We
have
didn't.
used. I will say, from your distance driving, you would have gotten a short rest, but not a long rest out of that.
Damn, that's really bad. That's okay. The short
The
rest
entire
is
time
still
that you were
lovely.
teasing Riker, you could have been sleeping.
I will say real quick, I checked your stat sheets. I know what you were missing. You're fine.
Actually, I have
Assuming
all
you
of my
don't
second and third level spell
get
slots. I'm
fucked.
just
It's
missing
fine.
2 first levels, so.
You know
Yeah, me
how
too.
how little Riker uses his rage? He's never out of rages.
That's okay.
He
I
only
got my,
rages when he's frustrated.
I got my bardic inspiration. I'm good. All right.
Yes.
Bum.
So
Who's going
with
full
that
support
in
mode?
mind, you're able to what do you call it? Rue gets out of the caravan first. Nash kind of like jumps behind her, and as you're seen before, Nash is definitely older and taller than Rue, but more unsure. Rue is much more sure-footed about what they're going to be doing. Nash is a little more like tentative on most of the
Robots.
stuff that's going to be going on. So as those two get out, they kind of like wait for each of you to get out, and Bones just like slides the steering wheel over to his side, holds it, puts it into park, turns off the ignition, looks at you, opens up his vest, puts it inside, and as he does that, the little chicken like pops out of like
Secret,
his chest
secret
cavity, starts
Bones and
looking around.
Floof
It just
handshake.
has the keys
Oh,
around its
God.
neck.
Yes, exactly.
Every once in a while, I remember the Bones is wearing the satyr female armor.
As a dwarf skeleton.
A dwarf skeleton is wearing this female satyr armor, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love this.
I mean, he does have a maid outfit that he didn't take somewhere.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Bones likes to cross-dress confirmed.
I feel like that was
Why-oh.
I feel like that was obvious.
Or, I mean, we don't even know if Bones is a dude. It's just Bones.
Yeah, it's just
Exactly.
bones.
Exactly.
All bones look the same on the inside.
We should start using they them pronouns for Bones from now on.
Most bones look the same on the inside.
Spartacus Go will save the day. Exactly.
Sounds like a plan then. Bones now uses they them pronouns. This is canon
Period.
now. So as that moment, you all get out of this, and you see that there's this large gate. It's kind of built into this wooden gate. It's kind of built into the forest at this point. You can see it's cleverly hidden in between each of these trees. There's like hinges, and it's painted to make it look like it's just a continuation of force. Like it just comes to a solid stop. And as you see Rue kind of walk up to this gate, she walks down to a rock off to the side, pushes it down, and reaches to the side of it, and you hear it as she pulls out this large lever, and the gate just like the gate kind of opens inward. All right, we should be good to walk in at this point. We could bring your unorthodox carriage in, but we could also leave it out here. It's your call.
Flamethrower.
You do have more armor in the,
Sounds like a plan then. Seeing this, Bones like pops their head out of the window, looks at you all. Drives in like basically in front of you and stops just inside the gate. Shuts off the exact same time. So at this point, I feel like I should warn you. We've not really had a chance to go through and clean anything up. And I don't mean like it's we didn't clean up before guests came over. No, like there's probably still bodies laying around. There's something is here. We don't know what it is. We've not been able to see it, but it's here and it's there and it's attacking and we don't know where. Be on your
looks
guard,
at
I
Rue
guess.
and just goes, "Well, there weren't exactly no bodies on the ground the last time I was here."
That is also true, to be completely fair.
It's so rude, Riker.
No.
It's like-
Riker's actually correct. My affection for Bones really comes down to the fact that we like to use
Hey,
our
look.
dead to, help with things.
Watch the
Yeah.
bodies hit the floor. Watch the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, it was just like
The bodies don't hit the floor, actually. They just stand and stay off the floor.
Watch the
I
bodies
forget.
not hit the floor.
Exactly, Floof. So,
Riker just looks at Nix and says, "Yeah, they reincarnate their dead to help them out.
Yeah. I
So
forget
there
about
usually
that.
is a lot of bodies around, for convenience."
Makes sense.
So, Ava at that point, just like in the carriage, has like a shudder. She's like, there's a disturbance in the force.
I look at Ava and is like, "You don't have to come if you don't want to."
I'm good. I think I'm gonna stay in here. I'll appear next. I'll appear a week after next whenever we play again.
No, you're not in this episode.
You're not in this episode.
So yeah, as you all kind of like get out of the carriage and you're all sitting inside this inside the gates at this point. The carriage is inside the gates. The gates have now slowly started shutting behind you, leaving a very as they kind of like close behind you. It's not pitch black in here. It's rather what would you call it? Kind of like dimly lit, if you could. There's torches everywhere, some of them are lit, some of them aren't. A couple of them give off like an eerie blue light, as opposed to like your warm orange light that typical flames would let out. Now, a couple of you actually know what this is at this point, since you've been around, the world at this point. Those would be Everlight lamps from the more technology based, or like the schooling area of like Oxen. They're more cutting edge, like more artificers like to hang out over there, and a couple of them have made torches that don't burn out. Rather expensive, but you see that they're kind of dotted along here and there, kind of being like ambient light.
They borrowed some of the torches from the Skyrim dungeons that never go out.
Exactly. Skyrim dungeon torches. That's basically what it is. But they're emanating this soft blue light, almost like a brightened phone screen, I guess you could say. Dim light around them, probably about 20 to 30 foot out from there. You're able to see this hallway pretty well. This is kind of like the entryway to the Ruby Lake, or to the Ruby Crawler caverns. Riker, you have been here one other time during a peace talks during clan negotiations. You didn't really see much past here because this is where a bulk of the actual the actual negotiations happened, was about right here. But from what you remember, this is much darker, much drearier, more unsettling than you've seen prior. There's almost like a sense of dread washing over each of you as you see this large, like 40 by 60 foot cavern, just like almost blacked out while almost emanating light from everywhere. So it's very off at this point. So at this point, what are you all going to do? Because at this point, you don't see anything other than just like the general hall that's been kind of everything thrown about. Tables everywhere, chairs thrown everywhere. No bodies, no creatures that you can see so far.
Floof's gonna like tap the skateboard and emanate just a teeny bit of light and then go,
Yeah.
Oh, Riker looks back at them, then looks back at Rue and says, "They can't see in the dark."
I can't actually because I have the dark vision dude belt.
That is true. You do have the belt of dwarven kind, so you can actually see in the dark at this point.
Little one can't see in the dark.
Flute's just like, what's going on? A part tipper deck. What? A part tipper deck. Scabbard. Scabbard deck. Scabbard.
Kashmirga.
So
Floof, if they can all see in the dark, Floof will turn off the board and just climb onto Riker's shoulder.
So now the board's off.
What's up, Blue?
No. Never mind. Go ahead.
You're saying that the board is off, like you turned it off?
Riker's my eyes.
So yeah, Floof, you crawl onto Riker's shoulders.
That's the strangest pirate I've ever seen.
Exactly. You have this like oversized bird sitting on your shoulders, like, okay, we're ready. And there's a hoverboard just like in its arms. It's like the most radical Kenku you've ever seen.
I just have it set on his shoulders, so I'm like ready to drop in.
It's a pirate from the 80s. You know?
Oh my god, yes. Nix, what about you? Because at this point, I will say that Nash is kind of like sitting behind the group, like, rather, not so much like in a wants to keep an eye on you, more like a, okay, well, these people know what they're doing more than me, so let's let them take the lead here.
So, there doesn't seem to be anything in the room, right? With like my dark vision and stuff
with your
like
dark vision, you're not able to see anything in the room. Okay. Everything that was dim is now bright, and everything that was dark is now dim. So you don't see anything at this point.
So what I'm gonna do, since I can't really see anything, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead with Detect Magic.
Yes.
You do get the faint sense of there's two types of magic that you kind of feel at play here. There's not like a specific school of magic, but you do get two vibes that you do remember very thoroughly. One of them is a type of magic that you felt more so when you were in hell. You have kind of like fiend/demonic-esque magic in this air. Not like any pinpoint location, just kind of like this air of dread you can feel is kind of like from that. And another sense of magic is one that you've not experienced/recall before.
Does it
It's
remind
kind of
of the one that pinged on Riker's sister? Like
it is not.
No.
And I will say, actually, there is a third ping of magic, and it's just ambient necrotic magic. That is kind of like same ping of magic from Riker's sister, but that's the same kind of magic that you have pinged off of Floof, Bones, and general. The crowd you fall under is very necromantic, so.
So necromancy, some sort of fiend-ish magic, and a new one.
A new one that you've not
Is
experienced.
there anywhere that like it seems to be stronger, or like if any of these have like a stronger pinpoint to them in the
At
room?
this
Like I
point-
can even like take some steps to see if I can get a bigger range.
Okay, so Detect Magic has a 60-foot range, correct?
30-foot.
30 foot.
Yeah, and
Okay,
it lasts for
so-
10 minutes.
Okay, well, so that 30-foot range, and for the 10 minutes, you're able to kind of like, you're walking around this kind of like great hall with everybody else, kind of moving forward, and you see that you feel like the demonic twinges, I guess you could say, are kind of like moving, and you feel that one kind of like moving kind of like waves. Less so like it's settling everywhere, more so just like a radiant, like. And it's kind of like coming from a deeper in the mines themselves. And it's kind of mixed with that new magic you haven't felt before. The necromancy is kind of everywhere. You can still feel that basically everywhere around you.
So there's some skishy going on around here, guys. So basically, there's a, and like I do like a rare like spin with my heart open. And like there's a lot of information. Like it's the vibe. Also, the fiend thing. It's like it's stuff that I got from when we were like in hell and stuff like that. It was like that. And then there's this weird one. This weird new one that I don't know actually what it's. No, it's mixed in with the demon thing, and it's coming from the way.
Rue kind of steps forward and, yeah, I figured that would be where most of the everything is. So it's a fiend magic that you're feeling.
Say yes.
And a new one. Okay.
Yes.
That would be leading deeper into the caves. The Emerald Lakes like to build up. We like to build into the cave, into the mountain and such. It makes it a bit easier for us to expand as we need to. We can always build down. We can always build up, and it also makes it fireproof. So we don't have the Emerald Lake fire problem.
Riker just kind of nods. It is a real problem.
Sorry about that shed that one time. That was unfortunate accident.
No, I'm pretty sure that wasn't exactly your fault.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but it's still.
There were a lot of people with torches.
Yeah, that was. It was a fun blacksmithing contest though. That was fun.
He just kind of nods as he takes out his great axe.
And you don't know why, but you're dying to try you want.
Floof is just like whispering that.
Yes,
in
that
Riker's
was
ear.
ASMR in Riker's lion ear.
So at that point, from what you can tell, Nyx, and kind of like everybody else looking around this room, except for Floof, because Floof can't see, you see that there are multiple doorways on the left and right, probably about 12 in total, but each of them are kind of like blocked off or like boarded up. Some of them are boarded up, some of them are just like piled with debris, some of them have been like collapsed and caved in, and you can see that the rocks themselves have crumbled, collapsing those entryways. You can see that there are, as you move forward, there's a large set of grand doors which have kind of been like knocked down. One door has fallen down, probably about 12 foot tall, and the other is just left slightly ajar, kind of held on by two hinges. And it's about the only entrance going forward. And Rue kind of steps forward and, yeah, Riker, you didn't go down there when we were here for that peace talk that one time, but that's where a bulk of the actual everything is. We still live up here, but like this is like more so on your way out kind of stuff. Like you pick up your armor, or your weapons, or your supplies for going out, but most everything's down there.
Riker kind of looks around and just kind of goes, well, I'm guessing you're going to lead the way, because looks like Nash ain't doing shit.
Yeah, Nash kind of pipes up, hey, I'm not even going to lie here. I am completely fine with bringing up the rear here and keeping our flanks safe.
Rear.
Also, I don't want to be up front and get hit first. That's something I really don't want to do. Please don't make me do that. I don't want
He
to.
looks back at Rue and kind of like points at him, is like, you sure that's Nasher's kid?
She kind of like just
honor
gestures.
shed down.
Everybody. everybody has their own thing, and his is not fighting. That's for damn sure.
Floof's gonna lead into Riker's ear, whisper, "That's how you start generational trauma." Bam!
Ouch! Blue, shots fired.
He's 5th in line for the throne. It'll be fine.
So Rue at that point kind of like sets forward like, yes, I'm fine with helping lead us through here, but I would request that Riker, you or Nyx kind of stay up front and help protect. I can lead. I can't withstand much in terms of combat. Range is much more my strong suit.
Range, you
It's
say?
fine.
Range,
Riker just kind of Riker just kind of steps closer to Rue and just kind of goes, "Well, lead the way."
All right. So at that point, Rue's helping you all lead at this point. So I'd like to ask real quick, what is everybody's kind of like walking order gonna be? Because if Rue's gonna be up front, this is large enough that you can kind of have like a 2x2 line going. So you're not limited to like one person and like one after.
Riker, Rue, with Floof on
Floof on
Riker.
On the side, and then I'm in the back.
Nyx and Nash, I think, because Nash wanted to be in the far rear.
So because I'm of my massive passive perception, can I keep a year for everything coming like from the front and back?
Yes, you could totally
Since
do
there's
that.
probably like
can
the
you remind
mountain
me
of
your-
Riker in front of me, so
Yes,
I can't see
could you
shit.
remind me of your passive real quick?
20.
The mountain of
A
Riker.
20. Beautiful. You'll love to see it. All right, with that 20.
He's only
passive-
8 inches taller than you. Come
That's
on.
fair. Well, I still can't see it. Like,
Yeah. It's fine though. It's
yeah,
fine.
like 8 inches, like this much, right?
Yeah, totally not like this much.
Keep telling yourself that, Jay.
Thank you for taking the joke I set up, Ryan.
You're welcome.
That'll be a D4 emotional damage. That's 3 emotional damage going your way, Floof.
But is it emotional if you set him up for it?
You get resistance then.
Thank you.
So it's 1.
Like the other jokes that you set me up for when we played a few days ago.
Shots fired here. Be sure to check out them streaming together on on their Twitch channels and totally get these jokes now.
Playing a lot of Muck and Overwatch now. So.
Exactly. So as you all are kind of like heading down this large staircase, you, honest to God, you head down these stairs what it feels like hours. It's in reality like 30 minutes of walking, just like walking through these corridors and down these stairs, and there's not a lot going on. There's some offshoots that you keep seeing, but you keep seeing that they're almost either A, collapsed in, or B, boarded over with like debris just being shoved into those walls. So each of these kind of like offshoots that you would typically go off of, think of like whenever you're strip mining in Minecraft, where you just have these stairs going down and you have like these offshoots going, but they're all kind of blocked off or collapsed in. And after probably about 20, 30 minutes of walking down, it takes you a while, but you eventually make your way to like a large flat and opens up again. And Nyx, your passive perception with that amazing and wonderful 20, you hear kind of like little claws, like as you're walking down here, and you hear these claws are separated from the rest of the party's walking. They sound very light, very thin, like, and they're directly in front of you. And you also hear this weird, almost ethereal, like a small twinkle happen. It's very odd. As like you hear these things combine together, you hear this like
Mage
every few
hand
minutes.
hold the Rue, and I grab Riker, and I'm like, stop.
They stop.
I hear
Pull
something.
the main.
Yeah,
I hear
yes.
something.
What's going on?
It's like scratches, and then like a little tingle. Yeah, just like
Okay.
that. So it's coming from my head. So I don't know if we need to get ready for combat, if we want to move positions to get ready to throw hands in your case's paws. But yeah.
At that
Rick.
moment, as you kind of stop and you like kind of pull them aside, so you can like talk to them, looking back and forth. You see this weird thing happen in front of you, Nyx. In the shadow, like in this like the dark part of this hallway in the shadow, you see something come out of a wall.
Fuck
You
that,
see
if
this,
Nyx is scared of ghosts.
You see this large, or this is not large, it's tiny. It almost looks like almost like a fleshy foot comes through here, but this foot has small claws attached to it, and you see that it's the top of the foot, like where the ankle might be, kind of spreads open, and little teeth are walking
so-
through there. It walks through, but you see like in the shadow here, there's almost like starlight sitting in the shadow here. There's like a blue outline coming from that shadowy area. It looks over at you all with no eyes and cocks the neck over and just stares at you.
Can I eat it?
Nyx
Riker-
goes
Rik-
white.
Riker looks at Rue and says, "Is that one of yours?"
No, that's not one of ours. That's a little more living than what we're used to.
Riker looks at it and just kind of... He steps forward, first of all, and says, "Are you gonna come down from there and we can talk like civilized gentlemen? Gentle things, whatever you are." As he has the great axe in his hands, and his hands like tighten around it. He's preparing an action just in case.
So at that moment, I need you to make me a knowledge check real quick.
Not.
Yeah,
Knowledge?
a history check. I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna say, this isn't
no.
a Doctor Who
History
RPG,
check.
Chris.
Yeah, you're right. It's a history check real quick.
Ah, so close. I almost
Guidance.
had 16. That's a 3.
Can I guide
Oh.
it?
Yeah, I'll let that happen.
Just
Ah,
Floof just
like-
smacks you in the back of the head.
Is that a D4 or a D6?
D-
It's a
D4.
D4.
Oh shit! It's good.
That won't help
4.
that much. But...
Hey, 4, so the 7.
No,
You can
4.
tell.
4
Oh,
over.
4 total.
total.
4
Yeah.
total. Oh yeah, this thing looks like a really angry chicken wing.
Can I eat it?
On that note, it kind of like looks at you all. You see like from the top where the teeth are, you see like a large like tentacle like tongue just like flip out, lick the lips of this thing, and like leans forward and opens its jaw and starts running at you, Ryan.
Well, that's why I prepared the action.
Yep.
Just bring it down. Floof, you can probably do something, right? Because you're on my shoulder.
I would say
Unlimited power. Just lightning goes over.
I would say Floof's
down.
main contribution to that was giving you guidance. So, and Floof didn't say to ready in action. So
Yeah, no, I
it'll
got
just
it.
be Riker bringing down a readied action to attack. So go ahead and roll that attack roll.
That's going to be an 18 to hit Chief.
That'll hit.
That is going to be... It's going to be 9 radiant damage.
Ooh.
9 radiant damage. All right. This thing, as you bring your axe down this thing, you basically split it down the center of like this like weird oblong, like almost foot-shaped thing. And as you've seen it closer, you see that it's not so much foot-shaped as it quite literally looks like a, and this is like GM trying to describe this in something where you can understand. Almost like if you took like a chicken wing, put it sideways, and gave it legs. It looks really weird, looks really odd. And some of you feel like you recall this thing before, but you're not sure of where. And it falls dead in front of you. And now that it's more in the light, more in like the lamplight of everybody around and carrying a torch and such, you see that the shadowy bits are all that is kind of having this like iridescent kind of starlight look onto it. As you bring the light closer to it, it has a fleshy look to it. It looks like flesh. But as you bring the light away from it, anything shadowy on this is encapsulated in this weird, almost skylight look.
Can I lick it?
I'm trying to think about
Yeah?
what monster looks
Can
like
I lick
that.
it to see if I recognize it?
But, okay, yeah, go
Survival
ahead.
thing?
Do
before
that thing.
Floof goes down, can Riker tell that he's going to try to eat it?
I'm just licking it. I
Just
can't
let,
get sick.
just let Riker know, and he'll help you out,
Oh,
bud.
Floof just goes, I'm gonna eat it, and start to like,
Riker holds him back and just brings up the axe that still has his blood on it.
woo.
Yeah, Floof, go ahead and roll me a history check with advantage on this.
History.
I mean, it's better than him like chewing the flesh off.
or
of it.
nature, whatever you want to say.
So basically, it glows in the dark,
We'll
right?
go
Like it's a
history.
fancy glow in the dark powder on top of it.
It seems a little bit more magical than that. It
Right,
seems
yeah.
like
17 to lick.
a 17. you remember tasting something like this whenever you were in hell. You remember a street vendor having sold this that you happened to swipe a little bit off of, like before the party even seeing. And
Where's my
it's
stuff?
abyssal chicken.
Hell chicken.
So you see this abyssal chicken is now fallen in front of you, and it's different than you might have remembered Floof. It's a little more ethereal than you think.
Was it like a revived abyssal chicken? Like somebody brought a piece of chicken to
it
life?
doesn't have any type of like it doesn't taste like it's rotted meat at all. It just tastes like abyssal chicken, and it's there.
Oh yeah, that's not pleasant. I'm looking
No,
it up.
not in the slightest.
Hellbird.
Rue kind of like leans forward. That's sure as heck not ours. That's not ours in the slightest. That's
That
That-
the thing killing people?
The fact that it went down so easy to your axe, I don't think so. I mean, is that what's causing noise? Probably. Is that what's killing people? I hope to hell not.
Bigger
Sent the,
hellbird.
I sent the picture of what it looked like in the chat.
Yeah, there's the chat.
It's
Can't
weird
show that
looking.
on stream, but you know,
Why
it
can't
is
we
the
show
most
it on
weird
stream?
looking
God.
little fiend ever.
Why
It's
can't we
weird
show it
looking.
on stream?
If anybody wants to look it up, it's an abyssal chicken.
Oh, that's why we can't show it on stream.
Yeah, it's official art.
Gross.
Don't want to get copyright slagged.
Yeah, no copyright.
super gross. So yeah, Rue kind of like, if that little thing is killing so many people, I really, really hope it's not that easy to kill. Otherwise, we're screwed.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I also didn't want to say anything about it. If that was the thing killing all of you, like,
Yeah, I'd like to think that your clan are better warriors than that.
okay, I'm sorry, we can't help you. Let's go home. We should
Stay.
do the chicken off whoever that was.
Floof,
Oh God.
Floof's
Riker-
gonna turn around on Riker's arm and look at Nix and go, and Nix's voice go, "We have to help people. It's very important."
So spooky.
Riker looks at Rue and just kind of goes, "You want me to take the lead now?"
Yes, please. That'd be fantastic.
Riker takes the great axe, like brings it back down from Floof, and just kind of, just starts kind of walking towards the roar, axe at the ready.
Now I'm actually gonna ask real quick. This is something I wanted to try out and want to see how it works for us in particular. Can everybody roll initiative now? And this will stay your combat initiative for these next few fights.
Oh, that's a great thing to hear.
Yay! Next few fights. That's an 18 for me.
My knight are pink. 12.
Yeah, I changed it. I changed the dice.
Ah, it's so cute.
And they're fluffy.
What about you, Floof?
Mine are black.
Oh,
I got a
it's,
15.
Fluffy dice.
15?
Okay, 12.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that in mind, let me add that right there.
I didn't even have to use my second attack on that chicken.
No, you did not. Yet. Riker,
What was
yours
that?
was 18?
18.
Okay. And then, Nix, you had 15, correct?
12.
12.
Floof
Got
had
it.
15.
12, 15, 18. There we go. Wonderful. Got you all set up now. Just want to make sure we have those logged in place. Okay. So that's kind of, I want to see how this works for us to kind of streamline combat a little bit more so we're not always fighting about initiative orders between rooms. So as you kind of like lead forward, Ryan, you taking the lead with your dark vision, you do end up seeing a little bit further ahead that there are about 3 more of these abyssal chickens, like hopping from boxes, jumping down them, but also a couple of them, like one of them is like walking through these totes, like walking through these boxes. And as they walk through these boxes, there's this kind of that starlight glow gets brighter as they go through there. And I do want to say it's not like a light emanating glow. It's almost like you see that this section, the stars show through whatever they're going into. It's odd. It almost gives you a idea of where it's at, but also it's getting obscured by the fact that you're trying to squint through this pitch black room at the point. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's
black
is
minus
it
the
magical
dark vision.
darkness or is it regular darkness?
It is regular darkness. So like
So
for
it's
most
not
of you
pitch
with
black
dark
for them.
vision, yeah, for most of you with dark vision, it's just dim light. But and as you see these abyssal chickens walking around, you also see this large this medium fiend standing in front of them, walking through, crashing through a couple of these totes, trying to drag some rocks out of a hallway. And as its 4 claws are trying to like dig through this hallway, it reaches over, grabs one of the abyssal chickens. Its mouth splits open from the center, throws it inside, and chomps as it keeps trying to dig out one of these halls that's been
They're
collapsed.
pulling Riker.
It starts pulling Riker like that's gonna help. Riker is just going to. Floof doesn't have any magic that like can make weapons do more damage, right?
No.
And or imbued with magic. Okay.
I am not a paladin.
I do. I got like something that can make you stronger.
I mean, now would probably be the time to use it because Riker is slowly walking towards it.
While Riker walks towards it, Floof is just gonna like wedge the board between his foot and Riker's shoulder, like he's about to drop in. Just waiting to go at it as well.
Riker kind of makes a look towards Floof real quick. But he has a certain intent, so I would like if Jay could roll a insight to kind of tell what the plan is right now.
Put me in its mouth, let me blow it up from the inside. Sorry. What was
Excuse me, Floof.
insight you said?
Insight, and
Alright, cool.
depending on how high you get, I'm
17!
gonna give you more details. Riker is currently looking at you. You can see that his hand is reaching to his side and he's got his water skin in it. And he's like pointing at your feathers. And
Water
just
conducts electricity.
yeah, and he's making like an explosion.
Floof's
Kinda thing.
just gonna like kind of hover off of Riker's shoulder with the board down to his side, grab it, just go.
That's not exactly what he meant.
After hearing that go down, this creature looks over at you and starts.
This is Floof's moment. Riker picks up Floof and chucks it at it.
Okay. So initiative-wise, real quick, we actually have Riker going first, then Floof, then Nyx.
I saw the initiative, and it was perfect.
Yep. So Riker, go ahead and make a thrown attack. So go ahead and make a thrown weapon.
I've got the
attack real quick.
hoverboard, so does that help?
That'd be similar to a hand.
I'd give advantage to that.
Okay. Floof is like on his stomach. with beak
Advantage.
first.
Advantage. Okay.
Oh gosh.
The hoverboard's helping stabilize.
That's going to
as Floof
be a
flies in the air.
21 then. To
A
throw
21.
Floof.
You basically throw Floof directly into this demon's face. Its mouth is not open, but it's like looking up and like running forward. Because think of it kind of like 4 legs, opening mouth, and then hands on each side of the opening mouth. So as its mouth is closed, Floof gets thrown directly at its face, basically.
It's your time, Floof.
Floof is going to cast. If it's my turn,
It is.
Floof is going to cast Thunderwave at first level.
All right. Casting Thunderwave at first level. Go ahead.
Need a con save from that thing.
A con save. How does a 7 do?
Does not do at all.
Bad dice. Bad
I
dice.
need
That's sitting over there.
When we go to Gen Con, I'm gonna get you new dice.
That's-
It's just
Please do.
lower
That's
there.
not
I
great.
bought like 2 new sets, okay? Like these should be good ones.
Floof like claps, and as he claps, he shoots the thunder out from him. And he tries to like get as much water into it too, just to see if that makes it worse, because he wasted Riker's water and feels bad
You
now.
go like this.
It's like a-
too?
It's just
And that's
Riker
10
was
damage. 10 thunder
was
damage.
going to just splash the water on it and then you do it.
Oh. This isn't even lightning damage, it's thunder, so it wouldn't matter.
So as you know, with the thunder damage, it's thunder damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With the thunder damage, it provides a little bit of help, I'd say, for you. The damage is going to stay the same, but this thing gets blown back more, and everybody just kind of like gets a spray of mist in the air. You just
As the mist flies off of him, Floof just pulls the coat off and is like ready to go. Dun, 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 dun.
All right. So how much damage did that end up dealing?
10.
10. Okay. Wonderful. Nyx, it is now your turn.
What question? Wait,
Go
real
on.
quick. Would throwing floof count as one attack, or would that count as an action to throw floof?
I'm gonna count that as an action to throw floof.
Okay, never mind. We're good then.
Yeah, I'm saying that's an action mostly so that like it functions as a thrown weapon, but basically as an action to do it. You know.
Gotcha.
So Nyx, you're up.
Yes.
This small demon got pushed back 10 foot. You say?
10 damage. It gets pushed back 5 feet, I believe. Let me check the
5
spell.
foot. Okay. So it's about 5. There's about 10 feet between it's
10
about 10
feet,
foot in
never
front of
mind.
you. Oh, 10 foot?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's
sorry.
get pushed back about 15 foot, like, total. Because it was about 5 foot away from you as Floof gets thrown and this happens. And then the thunder wave pushes it back 10 more foot. So it's about 15 foot out from you, Nyx.
Cool. So what does the cave look like? Like, if I look up, is there like stalactites or mites?
There is
Performances
not
from
in
the
this
ceiling?
cave. It's very much like the amount of craftsmanship that you saw out of the Emerald Lakes with the wood. You see that in the same aspect with stone. So like these are pretty much like perfectly squared walls, but there's intricate designs carved into them, going all the way even onto the ceiling. Think Sistine Chapel levels of like designs being drawn on there.
I see.
They could be
Okay.
repeating patterns, but there's no stalagmites or anything like that.
Okay. So I think, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Riker. Like, I'm gonna get closer to them and stuff like that. You know, like keep like the team like close together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know sometimes it's a bad idea, but I'm just gonna go with it. And I'm gonna like touch Riker, and I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability and give him Bull Strength. So the target has advantage on strength checks and carrying capacity doubles. Doesn't really help much with like. It will help basically, I guess, with the damage. I think I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't and I'll give Floof Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. So Floof has Bardic Inspiration, and Riker
Yes.
has Bull Strength now, which is just stacking on top of his regular
Yes.
swollenness. At
He's
this
so
point,
strong.
at this point, Rue is kind of like taking a step back, and she's actually going to provide the help action to Riker next turn. So, the help action, if I recall correctly, it gives you advantage on your next attack roll, if I recall.
It's advantage on whatever I do next.
Oh, that's advantage whatever you do next. Okay. So basically, if
think.
it's a fuzzy rule that I've only had to use like twice. So
Gotcha.
you let me know, but she's providing the help action to you, Riker. And
Gotcha.
and Nash is kind of like gonna step forward a little bit, get in line with Nyx, and basically hold an action so that if this thing gets close, he drives the knife sword into it.
Yeah.
Two of the abyssal chickens that were next to the maul demon are going to let out a small shriek and start running each of y'all's way.
Oh god damn it, the
We're trying to
chicken.
save the
Angry
chickens?
chicken.
How dare.
Angry chickens.
The angry chickens are coming after you.
The
So-
angry chickens are angry.
Yes. So two of them are actually going to come towards you, Riker.
Go for it.
So they get up in your space, and they're both going to be doing. Oh Jesus Christ! They're going to be making 2 attacks each, one with the bite and one with their claws. First one is a nat 20 with their claw attack. The second one is a 3 with their bite attack.
So claws hit.
Yeah, claws hit, bite
Other
doesn't.
ones do not. Very bad.
So that is going to be a 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 damage going your way from the claw attack. Nothing from that bite attack from that first one. And from the second chicken's
It's like
attack,
the most damage he's taken, and it's from a chicken.
literally though, same verse, second verse, same as the first. It's a 19 plus 4, so a 23 to hit.
That one hits?
That one hits, and then the 3 plus 4.
No.
Okay, so that 19 is gonna that first one that's hit is gonna be the bite, and the second one that misses was the claw. So it's gonna be D4 plus 2 for that second one with the bite. That's gonna be 2 plus 2, so 4 damage total coming your way.
2 plus 2, we're back in kindergarten.
I know, and yeah, those what do you call it? Those abyssal chickens are like standing in front of you. They're trying like biting at that point. I'm like trying to get your ankles basically, and then
Pick them off.
the maul demon is gonna make an attack. Fluke.
Oh.
It's
Got
going to
this,
be
Fluke.
attacking you.
Valid.
I believe in you.
How
Fluke.
about an 18 plus 4?
To hit? Yeah, that'll hit.
All right, so 18 plus 4, that's going to be a bite attack. This thing kind of unhinges its jaw again, leans forward to where you just thunder waved, runs forward, and clamps around you. That is going to be...
You better not have a
2d,
swallow.
It does, maybe. Maybe, you'll find out. It has a 2d8 plus 2 damage.
All right.
Because Floof is currently soaked in water.
Yep.
From the inside with
And I'm
lightning
going to use
and
one of
thunder.
those. I'm going to use one of those d6s that have been so graciously given by Amaldine. Thank you.
Chris is getting revenge on all the times I one-shotted shit.
Yes. So that's going to be 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 damage coming your way. Piercing
All right.
damage.
Ow!
And it like grabs on, and it tries to hold on, but you're able to like kind of like sneak out of its mouth a little bit, and it like loses grip, and it gets back up and just like growls at that point. And since it only has that one beautiful attack, it's just gonna sit there at that point. Its movement speed used. And Nyx, one more thing real quick. Damn it. Okay. Well, actually,
Uh-oh.
never mind. Yeah. That's all. Never mind.
Yay! Fine.
Everybody's okay?
Everybody is okay for now.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. So next up, it is now Riker's turn at the top of the order. You have the help action, so you have advantage on basically anything that you try to do. What do you call this turn? And you have what do you call it? Bull strength
Bull
along with it, so
strength.
your strength checks are nigh unstoppable.
Strong.
The top of the abyssal chicken kind of looks like a spear, right?
Kind of. Yeah.
Riker would like to pick up both of the chickens and chuck them at the one that has Floof in it like they're fucking throwing spears.
Okay.
Improvised weapon.
That's going to be, improvised weapon. It's going to be, improvised weapon. It's going to be a bludgeoning. That's for sure. Yeah, go ahead and make me a grapple check on both real quick, which you're probably going to succeed because you do have advantage on every grapple check.
Double advantage.
Yeah, you're right. I do like
Because
double
help,
advantage to do that.
help, and bull.
Yeah, go ahead and do that real quick.
So that's just strength, right? That's a strength
Yes,
save.
that's strength, and it's it's athletics contested grapple basically.
Right. So the first grapple, top one was 24. Second grapple, rolling a lot of dice.
Yeah.
That was a nat 20 on the second one, plus 7.
Oh yeah.
The
Like
second grapple.
those things are now completely grabbed, and they're basically, instead of grabbing the chickens by their necks, you grab them by like the spear tip of like their legs, and they're like being held there, and they're trying to flail, but there's nothing really happening at this point for them.
Chuck the spears at the demon.
All right. So go ahead and okay.
Is it
So
similar to
improvised weapons.
throwing a hand axe or a javelin?
You're going to be doing a thrown weapon attack. So you're going to be using your dexterity. You will not get to add your proficiency because you're not proficient with improvised weapons. And these are going to be dealing a d4 damage each if they hit.
Okay. Dude, dexterity.
Ooh.
So the first one's 14.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is nat 20. It's the same chicken. He got nat 20 on both of them.
They both hit the target, and they're both going to deal d4 damage. That nat 20 is going to get the extra. Basically, it's going to be 4 plus a d4 plus your dexterity.
4 plus a d4. So
Yeah.
roll 2 d4s, add 4.
Correct.
Plus dexterity for both of them.
Correct.
All right. 7 plus 4, that's 11, plus dex on both of them, that'll be... Is it like dexterity as in an attack dexterity addition, or
Yes.
just dexterity? Okay, that'll be like 13 then, I think, 13.
All right. So
How much
I will
damage
say-
would the chickens themselves take from
whenever a creature's getting thrown at another creature, the damage is split between the two of them, if I recall correctly. So that 13 damage is basically half of it's going directly to the Maul Demon, which is going to be 7 damage hitting that thing. But then these evil chickens are getting half of that half. So each of them are not looking all that pretty in the slightest. Both of them are kind of like, you see like one of the chicken legs is kind of like bent out of shape, and they're like, still trying to like get up for the fight.
I love my thought process for how I attack creatures in this game.
The demons don't like it. Next up is now Floof. You now have these two abyssal chickens. Literally, you see them hit the ball demon right side by side, and it just looks at you, and it's growling at you. This thing has just taken a big old chunk out of you.
You're muted.
You're muted, Jay.
Sorry, doing y'all hear me crunching my nondescript fish crackers. Floof is, for once, unsure about himself after almost getting eaten. So he's gonna take his hoverboard, because he doesn't know what almost ate him. He can't see shit. So,
This thing is, I will say, this thing is directly in front of you. You should be able to make out a little bit of it.
yeah,
at this
but
point,
not
because
enough. So Floof is
Okay.
Floof is gonna go, I'm good. And Floof's gonna just go, this will probably give me attacks of opportunity against them on me, but Floof's just gonna fly up. And as
That
I'm
will
flying,
be attacks of opportunity from all three, actually.
That's fine. As I'm flying up, Floof's just gonna cast light on the bottom of the hoverboard and just go, "Bah!" and illuminate the room above
I was
you all. and
was
just fly in
hoping one of the
circles.
chickens would stick to the other demon. Just get stuck in him.
It does stick, but it like quickly falls out because like its flesh is not actual like spear, so it just kind of like snaps and falls over.
Ew.
Yeah, these things are not pretty in the slightest. So the Maul Demon is going to be attacking you again with a 17 plus 4.
Yep.
Does that hit?
That hits.
The chicken's gonna be attacking you with a bite for a 19 plus 4, and one of the chicken's gonna be attacking you with a scratch for a 9 plus 4.
9 does not hit.
Okay. So the scratch does not hit, the 2 bites do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the chicken real quick. The first chicken that's biting. That's gonna be a D4 plus 2. So that is 4 damage total.
Okay.
And the Maul Demon is going to be that 2d8 again.
It's fine.
This time not with a plus 6.
Yeah.
Alright, that's not too bad. That's 14 damage coming our way. Could be worse.
Yeah, I'm still up, and then I'm just gonna go above everyone. Just kind of fly, like just hover there, light down, so the whole room is illuminated now. And then I'm gonna bonus action healing word myself at 2nd level.
Okay. So you healing word yourself, and you cast light. So this entire battlefield is illuminated. So each of these creatures, like you see that the Maul Demon, even at this point, Nyx, you notice in particular. Everybody notices this, but Nyx, you find it particularly interesting that the shadows on each of these demons has like this starry look to them, almost like this iridescent shine in the shadows specifically. So like you see their face has like the light on it, but the bags under their eyes has like this like starry look to it. Underneath their like arms and such has this starry look, and you're not sure exactly what is what do you call it? You're not exactly sure what's going on with it, but it's there.
Okay. So, there's no one close to the demon, right? Like, only the chickens.
Yes, at this point, Floof is about up that 10, 20 foot, and
I
the
can go
demons
up
are just
50.
right there.
I'm up 50. I'm all the way.
Great.
Okay.
So, I stand in a way that, let's say, in a 60-foot cone, I would be able to get all the chickens and the demon.
Very
cast
easily. Very easily.
Shatter at 3rd level.
Oh! Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You go do that. Go ahead. What? I need to make a con save?
Hold on. Yes, con save, 16.
A 16 con save. Jesus Christ. I was doing so well, and now I'm not. How's a 8, a 4, and a 8 do?
They take 21 thunder damage.
That's pretty good.
Next, I'm just going to say this immediately and right now. With the most love in my heart completely possible for you wonderful people. The 2 chickens pop. And they're just gone. They're just pasted to the floor. You see that the Maul Demon, as you kind of like half shatter onto it, you see that its like mouth opens up as in a shriek, just, and it almost tears in half by the shatter that you cast on it. That damage eviscerated all 3 of these creatures, putting them each down to 0. So
I
they are
kill all of them?
Yeah, that attacked off them all.
And it was all
Wasn't
on my violin, so I just did like a.
And you don't
they're all
know
dead.
why, but you die.
So, okay. I quickly go investigate whatever the sparkly, like, glittery thing was.
You can see that this like sparkling glitter as you like look at it. It's a part of it. It's not like something that's on their skin. You see like in the shadow, it's in them. Like it's something that's actively a part of them as this happens. And as the life force kind of like starts fading from this maw demon, as it
No, I wanted to see what it was. Can I
as
poke?
it dies, you see that this little shimmer fades from the skin. So whatever this is, you can discern yourself that this is something that's not. This isn't normal. This isn't something that's like, oh, this is something innately a part of them. This is like a magical effect that's happening to them.
Would it be right for me to assume that that was the shimmery thing is the thing that my detect magic couldn't discern?
It's potential.
But I'm doing a check.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead and do an Arcana check with a. No, it'd just be a regular Arcana check then.
Ayo, that's an 18.
With an 18, yeah, you're pretty well able to discern that this would. You're confident that's what this is. You're not sure exactly, but you're confident that's what this would be.
Okay.
You're not sure what it is still, but you're sure it's not just, random stuff. It's not something like unintentionally there.
So, I know for a fact they're not wearing makeup. There was something on them. Did you see? Like, it was like a little shimmery, like a highlighted kind of thing, but it wasn't makeup. And he just.
Riker nods.
So. I am 100% certain that it was the thing that I couldn't discern.
So on that note, you hear a what would you call it? You hear kind of like a rat squeak. You hear like this little squeaking noise happening from behind one of these boxes, and you see these little beady red eyes looking at you, and then they just vanish, and you hear little footsteps like.
Oh, little guy, no, I'm friend. Here. This one's a squirrel, I'm sure of it. Come here.
And that's actually where we're going to take a break at the moment so that everybody can refill their waters and such. With that in mind, be sure to, in just a second, if you all need to head out for a second, I just need to go through a quick spiel real quick. As we're going on to our break, if you guys have, want to check out our sub emotes, we do have a couple of emotes now that you all can use whenever you want to if you're subs for us. Specifically the Floof and Chaos emote, which are my two personal favorites. We're currently working on a Nyx and Riker one, me and my partner are, so that one... It was supposed to be a couple weeks ago, and then I got lazy and depressed, and we're going to figure something out with it. We're getting it worked out. So with that in mind, if you want to mess with the emotes and all that, that's completely possible to do. We'll see you in just a minute when we come back from our break, and we'll be back in approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Jay, can you take us to break time?
Goodbye.
Chaos Brigade. Thank you for letting us take that break. We all needed to get some water for our hydrate checks, which are also in channel points. So,
I
keep
needed
that
to
in mind
pee.
there.
Me too. I was like holding it the entire stream.
I got pizza because I needed to eat before 8:45 because I have lab appointments tomorrow, which I'm going to need to get blood drawn, which means that I need to not eat for 12 hours. That's going to be fun.
Don't talk to Chris
Yeah.
tomorrow. She'll be cranky.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Frankie,
fine.
Chris.
It's gonna be fine. I just need to make sure I can eat just after the appointment. So I literally go in, get blood drawn, it'll be fine. Hitting the McDonald's right across the street.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So with that in mind, we're
Not
going to be getting
sponsored.
back into the campaign in just a second. Again, if you all just wanted to say real quick, to let everybody know, any and all sub points and any cheers or anything like that goes straight to a group fund that lets us all go to cons and stuff like that. Current group fund is for us to go to Gen Con. We currently have no idea if we're going to be able to go, but anything that we get for Chaos Brigade does help us get there to Gen Con, and it also helps us get this stuff on podcasting apps. As soon as we hit our first payout, that first payout's going straight into getting me and Jay to edit our podcast on the Podbean. I'll be taking care of all the Chaos Brigade stuff, so this is all on audio format, and Jay's gonna be taking care of all of the
Rolling Bones.
Rolling Bones. That's where I'm like, it's our podcast. How did I forget our podcast?
I have like 20 back episodes that need edited. It's fine.
Yeah, same. I have every Chaos Brigade episode that needs to be audio-fied. I have them on video, and they're all uploaded now. It's just a matter of putting the thumbnails on them and actually publishing. But aside from that one, so if you have a free sub that you want to use, anything like that, it's always really appreciated. It helps us get to con so we can hang out, say hi to everybody. In
Give us
addition to that,
Jeff
gets us
Bezos'
stuff
money.
here. You could just listen to us. What was that?
Give us Jeff Bezos' money.
Jeff Bezos.
Use your
don't
primes.
buy a new sub. Don't buy a new sub. Use your Prime sub. That way, you're using Bezos' money against him. But with that in mind, let's get back into the game itself. So you would all just take out this maul demon in front of you. It falls to the ground, and Nix, you would investigate it, seeing that it's all shiny-like. And the shiny skin kind of dissolves as it dies, leaving behind its regular flesh. Rue kind of steps forward, looks down at it, and that seems much more in line with what would have killed us. That's not very great at all. And Rue kind of starts looking around the room and sees almost where the maul demon was clearing out of. There's a small doorway that had kind of been collapsed in there, and they see some feet hanging out of it, almost like padded gnoll feet, just sitting underneath the rubble, sticking out. Think Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz.
They're dead.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what I was going for. Ugh.
Riker looks at it and goes, "You know that guy?"
Probably. We're gonna have to figure out who it is when we clear it out. Good to know. Good
You
to know.
still got your magic, right?
Little bit, yeah.
Riker grabs the leg and tries to pull the body out.
That's a lot of weight. You're gonna just pull the leg.
I'm gonna need you to do a strength check real quick, but you do have advantage because of your
Guidance.
guidance, or not guidance, because of the bull strength.
How
Okay,
long
so
does that take?
Are you guidancing me as well?
Floof will fly down, so you're just blinded by the light as I guidance you, then fly back.
27.
That's for an
He-
hour.
now, I
27.
will make this clear. He is not trying to pull the leg off. If he needs to clear some rubble to do it, he is just trying to get the body out.
All right. With that, you're able to as you're pulling the leg, you feel that it's more so pulling the leg than it is pulling the body underneath it. So you kind of reach your hand in between some of these stones. You arm sweep back and forth a couple times, and you just knock this rubble off this body. You drag it out completely with that 27. And now laying before you is a adult gnoll body, just very lifeless, very crushed, very dead in front of you. Rue kind of steps forward and, that's Uncle Terry. That's very disappointing.
Riker looks at
Okay.
it, and is like, "Wasn't Uncle Terry the one that punched my uncle in the face?"
Yeah. They both got kicked out of the meeting for that one, didn't they?
Yep.
They went to start a bar fight down the road. Did you know
They
about
were
that?
actually pretty good friends after that. It was kind of
I heard about that. Yeah. Did you know they actively they went to the town, one of the taverns on the middle road, and they just started they started a bar fight. They didn't go in and get drinks. They went in there and they just started fighting with everybody else, and then made themselves fight again.
Riker kind of nods.
I didn't find that out till Terry was drunkenly rambling to Dad that one time. It's okay. Yeah. Let's see if this works.
Riker kind of looks back at Rue and just kind of is like, I mean, should we res this one, or would that be kind of awkward?
Let's res him, but let's res him later. And she'll like drag the body like off to the side, and she'll like put a tarp over the body, and like this is fine. We'll res Terry later, and he can work with the fermentation department. That'll be really fitting for him.
Alcohol.
Riker kind of nods and points towards the rubble and is like, is that the way we need to go, or we need to go the other way?
Well, if we want to get to the remaining people that had been living last we had escaped, to get these, weapons to them, it'd be down the hall more. What we need to do is we need to go down the hall, take a left, and it should be the first door on the right. That should be where everybody's holed up, kind of like the conference room / war room / party foul room. So.
All right, that works.
The hell, 4 ads?
He also
What?
looks at Riker also looks at Nash and just kind of goes, "Thanks for the help." And just kind of points at all the dead bodies.
Ooh, hydrate.
Hydrate.
Nash kind of like sits there like, I was sitting back, and if they got close, then, I was going to take them out. I was going to help, stay over here by Nyx.
Watching our backs.
Yeah, watching our backs. If anything comes from behind us, that's what we should keep in mind for.
No, whispers to Rue. And just goes, "And this is why I don't like your brothers."
All of them? Not all of them aren't that bad.
Riker does like the "I'm too tired for this shit" look, where he's like looking through like half closed eyelids at Rue when she says that.
Floof's gonna transfer the light over to his shield and then sit on Riker's shoulder, and every time Riker makes fun of Rue's brother, he's just gonna go, "Oops," to fuck up his dark vision.
I love that. First off, I also want to say thank you, Amaldine, for gifting Dougie a sub. That's very
Hell
appreciated.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, one thing
I just realized that's something you can do.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Also, Chris, I forgot. I wanted to tell you to switch the leaderboard to all-time instead of weekly.
Ooh,
I can show you how to do that later.
Yeah,
But that
that'd
was
be
something
great.
Yes,
That'd be fantastic if we could
I
do
will
that.
show you how to do it later. After
Thank you,
stream.
Ryan.
You're welcome.
Can anybody else tell that Twitch isn't my main platform?
After
You're the YouTube person.
Exactly.
Oh my god, Floof's gonna flash in Riker's eye and then go, "Look, Key, light!" and start like flashing the shield on the floor.
I don't know if anybody knew this, but hyenas are feline as well. So
They are. They're actually pretty close. So Rue's gonna laugh for half a second, and I need you and Rue to make a wisdom save on that.
Oh no, why? Oh, that's not bad. Modified 20. I'll take it.
Yeah, she has a 19, and both of you like eyeball each other. You look at each other, and you see like eyes dart back and forth between the two of you, and like you eventually just like turn and just keep walking, but it's like a little bit more tense. And Floof, you notice it's just slightly more tense than prior. You're like,
Keep that in mind.
Stop being racist, Floof.
So
Riker
with that in
is a
mind, you
cat
make-
folk.
So as you make your way down the hall, Nyx, you said that you were going to be following the little rat that you saw that had
Yes.
disappeared, and then you heard little pitter pattering of footsteps running.
It
running
was
along
a
the hall.
squirrel. Excuse you.
I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Squirrel. So you hear it running kind of down the hall that you all were heading onto.
Can I say something like Sylvan, like, "Hey, I'm not gonna hurt you. It's okay. You can come. You can, like, we're friends."
Yeah, you can totally say that, and there's no response as you do.
It's a grumpy squirrel.
A grumpy squirrel, yes. As you kind of head down this hall, you see.
Riker,
I get myself a new patio.
Do what?
I was gonna just.
No, the fuck you don't.
I was just going to Riker was just going to first off tell Nyx it is very unlikely that there is a squirrel that lives in the outdoors, lives in a cave with gnolls.
Maybe
So
go
be
lost.
careful. Riker's just literally just telling you to be careful, okay? Take that however you want.
Sorry, I said, like, no, the fuck you don't, because I saw, like, you roll for, like, javelin to hit.
No. That's my hand movements that I just do when I talk.
Oh, okay.
I mostly do that a lot. That's like one of my main hand movements when I talk. So
So
I can say-
at
like
this
the
point,
roasting,
Floof, or what, not
like-
Floof, Rue just kind of like looks over at Nixon. Yeah, it's rather unlikely there'd be a squirrel living in here that we haven't eaten. Most of them would be like outside and such, but if they're in here, they're not lasting long. I doubt that is one of ours, though. Honestly.
They have
I
a
don't know.
squirrel.
I don't know what a squirrel looks like, so I just heard descriptions of it.
Little rat-looking thing with like really fluffy tail, little like buck teeth, and
That's a chipmunk.
I get
Tastes
like,
really
Riot.
good on a shish kebab.
I get right now. And I'm like, I thought this was a squirrel, but apparently it's not.
That's a possum.
A possum.
Yes, I know
Yeah,
that
that's-
now.
See, even Floof knew that.
Floof said that in shit. What is Ben's character's name?
Is it?
Ava.
Ava's voice.
Floof said a possum in Ava's voice.
And Rue even specifically, that's like a southern Pharaoh's possum. That's typically native to more not necessarily wetlands, but more of like the more boggy areas where they can hide in the trees a little bit better and hide within the branches and the vines that are.
I'm an immigrant. I'm not from here. This isn't
Oh,
my fauna.
completely understand that. Sorry, that's just me.
Rue,
Little
or
hyper focus.
Riker looks at Rue and just is like, my god, you sound like my sisters.
Hey, at least I care about people's opinions, unlike your sister, who would just be a bitch to everybody.
Bitch.
She really was kind of a bitch.
Hey, at least I'm somewhat likable.
Riker does not respond because he. I mean, he
Smack.
blushes a little bit.
Compliment her.
There's a blush, okay, but you guys can't see it. He's hiding it. He's hiding it. He's
I'm
hiding
on
it.
your shoulder.
With my 20 perception.
I'm on your shoulder with a 18 perception.
Hold on. With your Leonin self, it's not like your fur turns purple or turns red or anything.
Oh, that's
It's like
fair.
the skin underneath the fur. So like you might get a slight twinge peering through. You're like,
Wait.
You're
Floof's
like
just
white
like
fur, but,
pulling the
like-
fur apart,
Does
looking
the
at your
little-
cheeks.
Does the little ears also turn red? Like the little fleshy side of the ears turn red?
I'd say, like when there's something like a fly on a cat's ear, how it flicks or whatever. I don't know.
How would that work?
Okay.
How would never mind. We're not gonna talk about the anatomy of Leonins.
Are we getting into Leonin biology today? Open
No, I
your
was gonna ask
textbooks
how
to
would a
page
Leonin fuck
319.
a gnoll?
They're both felines. We told you that.
I guess.
So, with that in mind, you all hear kind of like you hear a door kind of like towards the back of you. Like as you like head down this hall, you hear there's like this door and you hear it like kind of buckle like and it kind of like doesn't open and it kind of like as you hear the wood getting smacked in front of it. So this door has been boarded up, so it's not opening.
Can I? Oh, wait. So it's like, did they butter up on the other side? Like, should not let us in?
Like it's boarded up on y'all's side, so it looks like it was like boarded up as it was kind of like being pushed through. And it's not boarded up as in like nails and like boards being held. It's more just like
It's being
stuff
knocking.
stacked in front of it. And it doesn't sound like it's like a knocking. It sounds more like something's like ramming into it.
I go right. I go right next to it and I go like, do, 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 do. And I will step back.
As you step back, you hear
I go, do, 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 and I wait. It's Mort! We can talk to it!
Smart.
Oh my god!
Just
And I say that,
Smart!
and I
just
say that
scream.
fairly loud, so like I don't know if whatever is on the other side could probably hear it.
Yeah. So yeah, the thing on the other side, it does hear at this point. So like it's. You don't hear
Hello?
anything, but you can definitely hear there's a bit of confusion with it, and it's like there's like a confused knock, like a.
Riker looks at Rue and just kind of, you want to get that? They probably recognize your voice.
Potentially? Rue will kind of step towards the door and... Hello? Is there anybody stuck in there? We can get you out. Nix, I need you to roll me a perception check real quick.
Yes, let's go. I'm good at that. God damn it. Okay, that's okay. 18.
18. Still better than their rolls. So you hear kind of like little claws scraping against the floor, like almost like claws on concrete. As there's kind of like a pitter patter walking away from the door, and you hear like whisperings in a language that you don't particularly know.
Damn it. I don't understand what they're saying. They're whispering, but I also hear like. So.
Kind of like, like little pitter patter and like claws on concrete. So
Yes.
I mean, it's
That's how God
possible
described
it. Could be... it's possible it could be one of ours, but it's. I mean, she kind of like lifts up her hand, like pulls the sleeve back, like we all kind of have claws at some point. You know, it's part of our tribe.
Yes.
So do you want to try to open the door, or do you want to leave it there? What do you want to do?
Well, we don't really have an option. If we go back, everything else is boarded, so this is the easiest way to go because rocks are harder to break than wood.
I mean, and Rue kind of like looks down the hall that y'all are walking down. This door has been boarded up. This isn't the door that I like escaped from or anything. I should make that noted. Like this is another door. Like the door I went from is like way down there, but there might be other survivors in here. They might have gotten in here. I don't know though.
What concerns me is that the door is boarded up this way and not the other way.
That's my thought. I mean, it's possible somebody could have gotten like stuck in there, but then they wouldn't have been able to. They probably would have heard people getting boards shoved against the wall. But it's y'all's call. I will sit here and help in
As
which
you
way
all
I can.
say this,
I have an light bulb moment.
as you all are saying this, you just hear a crash as like the top box floof is pushed off already. It goes, ah. We're waiting?
Move the box away. Is there like any hole or anything like that?
Is there a what?
Like any sort of like cracks or like.
In the door
Or
itself?
anything.
Go ahead and do me an investigation check on the door for that.
Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake, 9.
A 9. No, you don't really see much of anything else from that.
I'll make my own crack. Okay, that's sounded awful.
Hell yeah, hook me up.
I look at Jay.
Hey,
And I go-
listen, that's Arkansas's job, okay?
Who's Jay? Who is Jay here?
Alright, I go to Floof. I like kneel down to Floof. I'm like, Floof. Would you be willing to do something very risky but also very, very cool?
Floof looks down at you, like, Floof looks up at you, looks down at Floof's self, looks up at you, and goes,
Okay, so here's the plan, but I need you to make sure you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, I'm not gonna force you to do it. And I pull out a vial of a drink. Drink. Floof, if we can make a little crack on this door, and you can drink a little bit of this, so it can like be really, really tiny. Could we squeeze through a crack and see what's on the other side and come back?
putting all my gear and stuff on my person so it shrinks with me.
Okay. Wrecker, I need you to make a little hole on the door. Actually, let's see how little.
Is there a crack under the door? Like between the floor and the door?
There would be. It's just the fact of like it's covered up by all the stuff. You'd have to move everything.
Is there a crack I could crawl behind the stuff in between the door?
You can surely try. Investigation.
Yes, that is what I will do. guidance myself along the way.
Don't you still have Bardic Inspiration?
I do. I might not need it though. Let me guidance myself and then investigate, and we'll see. Because I'll hold on to that Bardic Inspiration if I can.
I have more.
It's a D8, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use it.
What we got then?
God, what we working with?
23.
23. So yeah, with that, you're able to like, you see there's a very small crack that like, if you like look underneath the floor, like behind these boxes, you can see there's like this small section where you might be able to like, what do you call it? You get into behind this box, you're able to like kind of shimmy underneath it, and you have this idea that you're able to like falling down and kind of like roll underneath the door at that point.
If I
like, shimmy your way
shrink
through.
myself smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
How small would
Okay.
does it make me?
It shrinks you a player size or a character size. So if you're small, or if you're like a medium, then it shrinks you down to small. If you're already like a small size, he'd shrink you down to tiny.
I'm gonna be
Floof,
tiny.
since
then.
you're Kenku, yeah, you'd be tiny at this point. And it
No,
lasts
I'm
for
2 feet tall.
yeah. So you'd be shrunk to tiny.
How big would I
So-
be?
Do
4
what?
inches.
Like would that shrink
Yeah,
you down
you'd
like
be
2
okay.
inches?
You remember
instead of 2
you
feet?
remember in Onward how Barley gets shrunk down to like pocket size?
Yes.
You'd be like a pocket floof.
Yes.
Pocket floof.
Pocket floof.
So I go down to like Floof after, you know, he finds the crack and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, Floof, this is the last shrink drink I have. I'm trusting you with this. You go there, check it out, see if there's anything suspicious or anything dangerous, and then you come back. Okay?
All half.
Try half first.
All right. Floof's gonna like. Is it like in a vial or does it have a lid?
It's a vial, I think.
It's a vial.
Okay, Floof's gonna go. Drink half of it.
So as you drink half of it, you shrink from like your like 2 foot size down to like probably about 6 inches or like 12 inches at this point. So like you're a foot tall. You're still a little too tall to fit underneath here.
It's okay, you can drink all of it.
Down it. Wanted to use it on Riker's sister.
You shrink the
drinking it.
last 6 inches. You shrink another 6 inches. So you're 6 inches tall and you're tiny size now.
Get your
And I
Floof
will
action
say real
figures
quick.
coming soon.
Flip action figure. Scale model. God, that'd be so cool, actually. And something real quick. This is basically the effect of the reduced spell. So target size is halved in all dimensions, and its weight is reduced from 1/8 of normal. This reduction decreases its size 1 category, from medium to small, for example. So for yourself, small to tiny. Until the spell ends, the target is now at disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The target's weapons also shrink to match their new size. While these weapons are reduced, the attack damage that they deal is 1d4 less.
Got it. So Flooful.
So
Squeeze. And then on the little hoverboard with a little bit of light shining on it.
yep.
And
So like this little hoverboard is now the equivalent of like a Polly Pocket like skateboard or something like that. Or like
Oh
a
my god,
Barbie
that's so
skateboard.
It's a
cool.
tech deck.
It's a tech deck. It's tech deck sized.
Take dick.
I have action figures that are 6-inch scale. If we need an example for how big I am, I could grab He-Man.
Yes, I love it.
Hang on. let
So
me-
while this happens here, you're able to. While this happens, you're able to shrink down to that size. And it's very much like small tech deck size. Exactly, it is exactly that size. And you're able to like walk over, and you're able to squeeze behind the door, and you're able to like drop to the floor and kind of like roll underneath it if you wanted to.
yeah, 100%
So
rolling
with
under
that
it.
in mind, what are you doing with your newfound size?
I'm gonna run over, peck Riker in the foot, then run under there and roll under.
Rude.
And then
So
I'll
as
hop on
you
my
roll
hoverboard
under-
and start.
So as you kind of hop on your hoverboard and like you kind of, what I'm envisioning here is like make your way underneath this door. You activate the hoverboard at a very high pitch. Lemurs. You lay on the hoverboard and you just kind of like float limbo style underneath the door.
Yeah, just a da 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 da.
You JoJo pose beneath the door. So as you get down there, you start looking in there, and Floof, to keep in mind here, you are tiny at this point. You are 6 inches tall. In
Mhm.
addition to that, your light is tiny too. It's still emanating like 15 foot of visual range here. But you're still super tiny. I think this is hilarious, honestly.
A tiny god comes from beyond.
Floof has
You see a
weapons drawn
rat
ready
3
to go.
magnitudes taller than you?
I stabbed the rat.
It's that pickle episode of Rick and Morty.
Exactly.
But you,
I'm
as you go
Pickle
underneath this door-
Floof.
Pickle floof.
As you go underneath this door, and you have your light kind of showcasing here. You see this large open room does have some gnolls in it. There are a couple gnolls. They're laying on the ground in a pile of red that you can see is kind of towering above you. And you see hanging on the door at this point is a very familiar sight to you. Two imps are hanging onto this door. And much like the other ones that you saw in Hell, they have this kind of humanoid-looking shape with claws and talons over there, little horns, little ears pointed out there, and little scorpion-like tails. They're not paying attention to the bottom of the door. They're like having their ears to the door themselves, and they're talking to each other. And what you can now hear is infernal.
Do my spells do less damage?
No, only your weapon attacks.
You could. I would just
Your
say.
brain's going. Your brain's going.
Hang on. Hang on.
What's your passive perception?
My passive is
Red
Yeah.
Jay's brain.
18.
Okay.
Floof is gonna just hover.
I will say, Floof, you are able to see with that 18.
Yes.
You see those two imps holding onto the door. You see there's another one on a counter walking back and forth, and it's like walking back and forth, almost like in a regimented like back and forth, very sure like where they need to walk, and they eventually stop and they turn and they look at the other side of the room, and they do a small salute and yes sir, I can take care of that. Yeah, no problem. From what I know, that there are no more. You speak Infernal, right?
No.
No. Oh, never mind. You're not hearing this. You do hear the words coming out of it, and you do know that there is like an air of like this imp is not joking around. And it's like making like infernal noises. I have no idea what infernal would even sound like. I think it's much more of like a deep speech, like but you're not able to make out what's going on with it. You just know that there's this demonic language that you have heard when you're in hell, and it's something
Okay.
else, and it's not pretty.
So Floof is going to stealthily fly, and if I have to go to the light, I can. I want to see if I can look around the corner to see what I'm up against.
I will say the light is giving you disadvantage on stealth. I will say
I
that
will
outright.
kill the light then.
The light's dead as soon as you see these two imps on this door. You're like, and you shut the light off.
Yes. And then I'll.
And then you see that one pacing back and forth, walking, and very much standing at attention at this other area. So I need you to do me a stealth check real quick, opposing their passives.
I already used my bark
Would Jay
inspiration.
have
Fuck.
advantage?
Jay
that
is a
tiny?
tiny bird.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's one big thing is Jay would have advantage thanks to what do you call it? Thanks to that. And
Yeah.
you use that bardic inspiration on your
Yeah, bardic inspiration's gone,
bardic
Yeah.
inspiration.
but I
is
have
gone,
advantage. I'm gonna guidance myself.
by all means.
So you said stealth?
Yep.
That's alright, let's get better than that. Nat 20, 28, baby!
Oh!
Hang on. 29, 30 with the guidance!
Oh! So with that one, I would
Invisible.
say, with your 30 stealth, god damn, with that 30 stealth, you just like out of like sight, like
Do not
you
exist.
are currently being tracked by any god at any given moment. You're a cleric. Your god's like, where the fuck did he go? What the shit?
He's watching right now.
Fuck, did it
He's
die?
Like, he's like, refresh feed. Where'd Floof go?
Watching a
Goes to
live stream on Twitch like a nerd of this.
Goes to cleric cam, sees through your eyes. He's like, they're in the room, but where?
And then I would like to go zoop around the corner and see what the guy is talking to.
Yeah, as you go around the corner, you see that there is a This is a demon that you have fought yourself specifically. It's a spine devil. And it's kind of like hunched over, standing on top of one of these countertops itself. And it's very silent. Like, there's no words coming out of its mouth. Only the imp that it's speaking to. And it's just staring intently. And it has a large pitchfork in its hands, kind of resting on it, looking at this imp and just like staring directly through it, from what you can tell.
Lou, are you okay?
It has not noticed you.
I'm sorry. I discovered I can do some smoke rings in my lighter.
I couldn't tell if you were scared or excited, so I wanted to make sure you're okay. All right. Anyway, cool. So, do I remember how easily we killed the thing last time?
At full power, you're able to take it down pretty well. The problem is that was at full power and with a full party with you.
Okay. So.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try something. I'm going to try it, and if it doesn't work,
Okay.
I'll leave. Floof is going to fly back to the door,
Okay.
and... Hang on. No, I'm
Laying
not.
dice
Floof's gonna fly, not next to, still stealthing. I want to fly near the
Okay.
devil.
Okay.
And what was the name of the lady we met in hell?
Zariel.
In Zariel's voice with thaumaturgy, Floof is gonna repeat what she said, which I believe was something along the lines of, "I have a mission for you." What was the name of the desert we went to?
It was, fucking hell, I don't think we actually gave it a name.
A place
for
name
all
of the
intents and
desert
purposes,
here.
we'll call it the shifting plains of Avernus.
Okay, in her voice, we're gonna go, "You! I have a mission for you in the shifting plains of Avernus. Go!"
Wait,
Do me a deception
No.
check on that.
Switch that to report. And then deception, you said? Okay.
Yes, that'll be a deception there. I'm gonna say, yeah.
I
that'd just
sound
be a
exactly
deception.
like her.
Yeah, exactly.
Deception.
That's the part.
16.
He kind of like stops and he looks up at the sky, having heard. Well, that
he
would
looks
make it-
down at the ground.
looks down at the ground. wondering where Zariel's voice had just apparated from, because this devil kind of like looks confused, questioning, wondering. You think you have power here? Well, we
Uh-oh.
don't follow you specifically.
Oh, fuck.
You're not our duke, if you will. You can ask us to do what you want, but we're not gonna listen, Zariel. Go
Floof,
find other
level.
minions for your war.
Floof's gonna fly.
Wait, do we hear that from outside the door?
You will hear Zariel's voice. You will hear Zariel's voice with that thaumaturgy coming through the door.
What would Riker do? Riker would break down the door at that moment.
So, I also want to point out, Floof, real quick, I need another stealth check.
Got it. Do I still have advantage because I'm tiny?
Yes, you do.
24.
24? So that 24 does still,
Okay.
beats the perception for it now.
Unless you don't want me to, I'm just saying
I don't give a
Riker,
shit
as
what you
soon
all
as
do.
hearing Zariel would have broken down the door.
Okay, go for it. Before the door fully shatters, Floof's gonna fly right behind the little one.
I don't want to pull a... That's what my character would do. if
I will
people
not
don't
be
want-
annoyed. That's all I wanted
Okay.
to do. I want to see that would work. Go for it.
Yep.
So, yeah, you three hear Zariel's voice boom from the other side, and you just hear, report to the shifting plains of Avernus. We have a mission.
Hey, yo, that's the bitch!
Riker is currently trying to break down the door.
All right, go ahead and do. Riker, you're pretty easily able to like kick the boxes and kick the debris off the side here.
Wait, how long does the freaking bowl things last?
24
Yeah.
hours.
What?
How
The
long is
both-
your
1 hour.
enhanceability?
Oh, 1 hour. I thought you
Oh.
said
So it's not
24.
been an hour yet. So you're pretty easily able to like kick the boxes and stuff out of the way. You take your axe and you're able to like embed it into the door, and you hear a "Oh shit!" from the other side in common.
as my axe illuminates radiance. As it,
Yes. So I need you to roll me an attack roll on that door real quick.
An attack roll on a door. I like it.
Gonna destroy the door now.
15 to hit the door.
15 hit the door. Okay.
Plus an 11 to hit the door.
Yeah, that will pretty easily just like blow the fucking door open. Let's not drop my dice, which I need for initiative rolls in a second. So yeah, as you bust this door wide open, you see pretty intently that there are two imps sitting there on the door. They, oh shit! And they turn invisible as they're like on the door.
Wait. Fuck.
Who's got
Keeping
fairy
the
fire?
Are we
I do.
continuing our previous initiatives from the
Yes,
previous
we are
fight?
keeping
Okay.
the previous initiatives. I'm actually getting the demons initiatives right now while I type them out. There we go. So at the top of the order, we're actually going to have Riker.
Riker, it's been a very long time since this happened, but Riker's gonna rage.
All right. So Riker rages at this point. Yeah, you're raging. The door is not off its hinges yet, but it is wide open. It is like basically cut open. You could very easily, like reach through, unlock it, and like open it up and all that stuff.
Riker does the reach in, unlock it, and then just pulls the entire. He unlocks it and then just pulls the entire freaking door off its hinges after he unlocks it.
I need a strength check because that could totally happen, and it's gonna be like a free action for you to do that. I just want to see like how well that works out.
Okay, still got advantage on it because it's that. It's gonna be 21. It was that close to being a nat 20 on the rip.
Oh, okay. So the 21, you are right there, and you reach into this door, you grab this thing, and you basically pull the door off its hinges, and you hear, oh, as these two imps, you can only assume, get flung onto the door.
I see the horn devil though.
You do see the spine devil because as
Spine
soon
devil.
as that happens, it like comes around the corner and looks at each of you and hisses. And you hear each in your minds, this isn't your fight. Leave now.
Fuck you. And he runs over and just axes it as hard as he can with both of
Okay,
his attacks.
I will say that will involve attack of opportunity from two of the imps.
Well, they're both invisible, so Riker didn't see them anyway, so it's fine.
Fair enough. So both those attacks are going to be stings. How does a 18 plus 5 and a 9 plus 5, so a 14?
First one hits, second does not.
Okay, so that's going to be a D3 plus 5. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Con saving throw. Be nice to me. Oh, 16.
A 16. All right, you beat that one, so you do not take all the poison damage that you would have taken. You do take a 5 piercing damage. and
Rounded up
3d6
or rounded
poison.
down because of physical rage.
Rounded down.
So 2 damage from that.
Yeah, 2 damage.
And then I'd take the full damage from poison.
Yeah, so it's going to be, well, half as much of what you...
Half of
actually get.
the
So
the
it's going to
full
be 11.
half of it.
Exactly, the full half of it. So it's going to be 11 damage coming your way with 5 of it being dealt to you.
Okay, so that would mean 3 more damage from the poison. So
No, the poison was a 11 damage coming your way, and then half that would be 5.
Okay, so that's
That's already halved, yeah.
got it. I got it. Okay.
So yeah, that's all the poison damage that you do end up taking though from those imps because only that one hit, and you're able to run up and you're able to slice into that spine devil, which is now directly in front of you.
Gotcha. Both attacks on it. Oh, that's not great. That's 13 for the first attack, and a 14 for the second.
Both those do hit.
Oh, they do. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
This is gonna be radiant.
Okay.
That's going to be 16 plus 8 plus 4 because of rage damage. And let's go 28.
28 damage. All right, this thing is not
Radiant.
looking. 28 radiant. Okay.
Yep.
This thing is not looking great at all. It is being held on by a thread, basically.
This is when Riker hisses back at it with his feline. Actual, like hiss.
Yeah. So at that point, it is now an imp and a spine devil's turn.
Uh-oh.
The spine devil looks at you, and it kind of like stands there in front of you, stands up with its spear. Again, I must say, leave now and we don't have to do this. We don't want to fight you. Leonin.
Riker just looks at him and he goes, well, I want to fight whatever the fuck you are.
Your loss. And it's going to, the devil's going to make 2 attacks. One with its,
what the fuck we are.
one with its bite and one with its fork. So
And I was
at this
about to
point,
regret so bad.
all right. So out of those 2 attacks, one is a 15 plus 4 for the what do you call it? 15 plus. Fucking hell! If I could read the stat blocks, that'd be fantastic. 15 plus 2. I'm sorry, so 17 total.
Yes, that hits.
And the other is a 14 plus 2.
That matches, so however you
Okay.
do.
So beat it for this one. So 16 total.
Okay.
So
So I
both of these
take
attacks are going to come through and come into you at this point. First one's going to be the bite attack, which is going to be a 2d4 slashing damage. Let me
So
grab-
half that whenever it's dealt.
Yep. If it'd be great if I could actually grab my d4s and all that stuff. All right, so that's going to be 5 damage, halved, so 2 damage coming your way from that one. And then the fork is going to be a d6 piercing damage, so that's also going to be halved.
Riker's
That's
just
going to be-
overpowered.
It's going to be 2 damage coming your way with that one.
All right, 4
right.
damage. I took more damage from one of the imps than I did against that guy.
So at that point, it's also going to open its wings and it's going to flap backwards. And it's going to be using its ability Flyby. So the devil does not provoke an opportunity attack when it flies out of an enemy's reach, and it's going to use its wings to fly backwards against the wall that Floof you had originally seen it on. It grips onto the wall, points its fork at you, and after pointing it at you, can't say we didn't try to save you. And at that point, it just hisses out something in Infernal, which none of you know. The imp that's turn it is going to make an attack roll, and you hear. Well, let's just roll this out real quick. See. Yeah, that's not pretty. Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be a 19, and you hear Nash in the back. What the? As a imp comes out of invisibility, and you're able to see it, Nyx, in its like ethereal looking form with like the shadow with the night sky on it, and it's going to be having its sting come out and try to like stab onto Nash, and it does successfully pierce him at that point.
Wait, how close is Nash to me?
Nash is within 5 feet of you.
Okay, I use my Terrace thing. I push him out of the way and I take the damage for
Get down,
him.
Mr. President.
Oh, nice! So whenever you
I
do
get
that,
to use it.
so you're going to be taking the full brunt of the sting. Please make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Thanks to my belt, I have an advantage against poison.
Ooh, so
You're not immune to it, but you're resistant to
Yes.
it. Right?
even this out then, so it's a
Nice.
regular roll for you.
So Constitution, you said?
It is.
So no matter what, you're gonna take half, but you might
Let's
take.
go,
4.
baby!
You're a god.
21.
21. Yep, you beat that. You make the save. So you're not only going to get the half damage from this, but because of your belt dwarven kind, you already half the half damage. So let's just
Fourth.
see how little poison damage you would actually take.
Damn. Nick's
That
overpowered.
is 12 damage total coming your way. So that's gonna be 3 poison damage hitting you,
What a legend.
and then a D4. So it's gonna be 7 piercing damage hitting you.
That's fine.
So 7 piercing and 3 poison damage hitting you as you throw Nash out of the way. And he kind of like falls backwards while holding the knife and... Are you good, Nyx? The imp looks at you and... Okay, that's not fair.
And I just look at the and uncle like,
Okay, maybe it's a little fair. Next up is initiative point... Next up is initiative point 15, which is... Floof!
Cool. So I'm still tiny.
Yes, you are.
Are there any imps visible?
Imps in front, visible to you? Not directly, no. The 2 that were on the door were invisible, and one of them is what got visible next to Nyx now, but you're not sure if there's any other.
Did I see where the
imps around
attacks came from for the ones that hit Riker?
Yeah, you'd actually be able to see those because actually, as they attack Riker, since they were invisible, they would lose their visibility on their attack as they're going through there. They are both kind of like standing on these two counters on the left and the right of the door right now.
Does it look like the big guy's trying to run away?
No, the big guy's definitely not. It's more so just like staying back and out of range so he could have his own turn.
Big guy or little guys? Big guy or little guys? Floof's gonna fly up to one of the imps I can see.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember everything that Devil Lady said to us, so I don't like make something up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna yell in her voice, "This is my domain," and then I'm gonna grab that imp by the tail. And I'm gonna pump a 3rd level inflict wounds into it.
Is it the one near Nyx or the other one that hasn't moved?
The ones by the door.
The ones that attacked you.
Oh, so there's 3 imps. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know why my brain didn't comprehend that.
You're good.
So 3rd level inflict wounds into this bitch. Where's inflict wounds? I gotta find it. There we go. Cast.
Inflict wounds going to fucking destroy an imp.
That's going to be maybe not. That's only an 11 to hit.
An 11 to hit? That does not.
Fuck. So Floof says that and then whiffs grabbing the tail.
As you say that, this imp's tail goes completely straight, like, ah! And that's what causes you to, like, miss it. Like, you had it great, but as you, like, try to reach for it, it just, like, straightens up, like in a terror.
I guess it's my turn. I can't, unless, does anybody look, actually, how far away is Nyx from me?
Nyx is about 10, 15 foot away from you.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
But you're tiny, so that's...
Have a
that's
healing
like
word at 2nd level.
Yay!
It's like
So
that
it's
scene in
10
Ant-Man where he's like
HP.
running over
Oh, hell
around.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's not that far, but the fact of the matter is that you're so tiny, it seems that far.
Yeah. All right. So I healed
Running
Nyx with my
through the
bonus action.
bathtub.
I'm just gonna camp this tiny imp. After yelling my taunt, pretending to be the demon queen.
Okay. Next up is Nyx.
Hi, yeah,
Let's go
sorry,
ahead.
I'm looking at the stuff for a specific spell.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure if the damage it's per round. So,
Feel free to
I'm gonna
ask whatever questions you have.
yes, I want to cast Phantasmal Force, and it's a d6 psychic damage, but it doesn't specify if it's like each round because it lasts for a minute.
It would be each round because that minute's going to be 10 rounds, so.
Cool. So, I'm gonna ask that the imp in front of me make a intelligence check.
We know the imp's going to fail.
I'm counting on it.
It fails with a 7. It fails.
Good. So, as I'm taking the damage and still, pushing
now
out.
I get an 18. As I just throw the random d20 out there, it hits an 18. Nice.
Rolling
The imp
pretty
looks
well.
at me,
Okay.
and I'm just fuming, angry, and then suddenly, his vision sees me as my body starts to distort, and my horns grow larger and larger into this
It's
demonic
Hellboy.
thing, and the room just starts boiling. Even for an imp, it's suffocating him how hot it is, and I'm just growing this terrifying form, and he's just bumping into everything and getting damage from that.
Okay, and how much damage is he throwing out?
It is a 3. 3 psychic.
3 psychic damage? Oh, that's still not
But-
making him feel too good.
But he's he is completely taken over by that. He acts like it's real, and he throws away any logical
Okay, it's a
reasoning.
frightened effect, right?
Oh no, Azrael's here. Fuck.
If it's a frightened effect, does he get a resave on his turn, or?
Yeah, so target can use its action to examine the phantasm with intelligence. Target treats as if it's real. Doesn't. say whether or not it will be like fine or anything, but he just treats it as if it's real.
Okay.
So, he's just,
I
like,
think the
confused.
fire damage that he's taking off from like this whole like room being absolutely like worse than hell.
Okay. So on that note, so first off, a imp having something so hot that is worse than hell is remarkably hot. Like for this thing, it is like thousands of degrees hotter than what it would be used to. So this thing is like falling backwards. This fumbling around is like, yeah, and runs headlong into a board that's kind of like been thrown off to the side, and like leans against it, just like, and starts trying to like almost get away on its turn. So next up is actually 2 imps' turns.
Okay.
So 2 of them that are on the door, or that were on the door that are now on the counters, are going to turn around and start looking at where they can be best used in terms of a fight. The one that's next to you, Floof, looks down and sees you.
Fuck.
Oh, there's a snack.
It's so small.
Try it, bitch.
Bird on a hoverboard. You're like an actual bird size. You just look like a bird on a hoverboard.
You're actually like small parakeet sizes. So that one right there is specifically going to try to make a what do you call it?
Eat action.
Wait,
a bite attack. Or
Floof is currently in the air, right?
Floof is like in the air, but it's like.
Are you moving around or just stationary?
I mean, it's not my turn, so I can't be moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Floof stopped their turn right here next to this imp's tail and tried to grab onto it. So now that it's the imp's turn, it's going to turn around and snack. Try to attack you. So it's going to try to pierce you with its tail since it's in imp form. So it's going to be a +5. It's going to be a 13 + 5 for an 18 total.
Nope.
18 total does not hit. Jesus Christ.
Question for the DM.
Go on.
If this thing were to eat me, would I be dead immediately?
No.
Would I take a shit ton of damage?
You wouldn't. You wouldn't be feeling great.
Would it? Do you think it would kill me though? Because I want to do something funny, but I don't know if it'll work.
I can neither say nor deny.
Fuck it.
If
I'm
will
gonna
kill
let
you
it
or
eat
not.
me.
You're gonna let it?
I'm gonna let it eat me.
Okay. So it's going to stab you with its sting and throw it into its mouth as it's like sting bite combo sort of thing.
Got it. I do still want to say that the sting misses though. So I guess it hits the shield and throws me in or some shit. I don't know. The first attack.
You just grab the tail.
Right it in.
You let it think that it stabbed you, but you grab onto its tail. I will actually ask you to still make a Constitution saving throw because the tail is covered in poison.
I am immune to poison.
Yeah, you right. So you grab onto this thing and it throws you in its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times that Jay has actually'd or I watched this to
with
Chris
poison
in this campaign
is immeasurable. Immeasurable. So yeah, your resistance to poison, your immunity to poison, because of your Theros trait is beautiful, and I love it. And at the same time, as a DM, I'm like, fuck that thing. So as that happens, you get thrown into its gullet at this point, and it's going to, I guess, try to chew you. It wouldn't typically get another attack this turn, but since it's throwing you in its mouth, it's gonna.
It's acid damage from digestion.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a D6 just flat D6 of just like chomp.
Okay.
As you're like in its mouth. That's gonna be 1 damage.
Cool.
I mean, that imp's got to have a pretty big mouth, because I don't even think I can open my mouth 6 inches.
So in that case, hang on, give me a second. I fucked up my damage thing.
It's like the equivalent of like shoving like a full
Cool.
roll into
I
its
would
mouth,
like
just
to use my reaction, Wrath of the Storm.
Yeah.
And do I need a dex save to dodge the thing coming out from inside of it? So I don't even know if it can technically.
That is going to be with disadvantage on its part, so that's going to be 8 total.
Nope. It's going to take 2d8 lightning damage from inside of its mouth hole.
Roll the damage.
You just blow up his brain from inside his mouth.
9 damage.
Floof. There was an imp.
Haha.
And then there wasn't an imp. All that we know is that it was basically have y'all ever seen scanners? Oh my god, if we die in the game, we die for real! That's the equivalent of what happens here. As just scanners happens.
Yeah.
So this imp looks like this other imp looks over his friends like, ah! As there's this little bird just like flicking off blood. At that exact moment, it's like, tasty. So it's gonna like, oh, nuh-uh, we're not doing this. And it like flies towards Riker. It's gonna try to like, it's gonna try to take down Riker. In fact, there's another. Riker, you'll see at that point there's an imp that was in front of you turns visible, like at the floor, at like your foot level, turning visible, in an attempt to like try to knock you off your groove and everything. So these two imps are going to be there, and they're going to be attacking you. You seem to be the biggest threat. Yeah, both of them. It's two imps. Their initiatives like one after another. So taking care of it this way. They each get one attack, and they're both going to be sting attacks because that's like all they.
So there were 4 imps. Jesus.
Yeah, there was 2 of them that were invisible that you all didn't see. So.
God.
Oh no.
Yeah. So how does a 12 plus 5 and a 16 plus 5 do?
Both of them hit.
Okay. So I need 2 con saves for you.
Yup. Well, I think I failed the first. 11 and a 20.
You meet it, you beat it. 11 is the meet it.
I rolled a 3.
First off, that 3. Jesus Christ, that 3? Oh,
yeah.
You just got inspiration.
Let's go.
Thank you so much, because now T-Dog Rocks gave you inspiration. And I have to wonder, is that a username reference to The Walking Dead's T-Dog? Because T-Dog in The Walking Dead is my favorite character until he unfortunately died. Same.
Spoilers! God. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've never
spoilers
watched
for
it. I don't
show
give two shits.
For season 3, like 8 to 10 years ago.
Who the fuck's gonna watch? I'm not watching the fucking Walking Dead. Anyway.
I just realized that I can literally just give myself 2d6 healing just from redeeming channel points.
I have infinite points again. Spam.
Jay, no. So with that in mind, the both those sting attacks do hit you. So the first one is going to be dealing 4 damage, reduced down to 2, and then 6 damage reduced to 6. So a total of I'm sorry, no, 6 damage reduced to 3. I said that wrong. So it'll be 5 total damage coming to you from piercing.
Gotcha.
And then since you did save on the poison damage, you take half of this next one.
Half of both the poisons.
Yes. So that's first half is going to be 10 total. So it's going to be 5 poison damage.
5.
And then the second one is 7, 8 halved. So 4 damage.
Still have almost 40 HP.
Yeah, so these 2 imps are like, yeah, got it. Yaha! Yeah. Got this.
Riker's below. Wait, is he below half? The 38. I think he just went below half.
Oh yeah! So these imps are feeling pretty great about this.
That is 1 HP lower than half, or like half an HP lower than half right now.
So at this point, it is now Rue and Nash's turns. Nash is gonna run up and try to use a dagger on the imp that Nyx had immobilized.
Come on, don't fuck it up, Nash.
That is a 7 plus 4.
God damn it.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That does miss.
Fuck.
Wait.
That's 12, Chris.
Yeah, that still doesn't change anything. Because of the all the stuff that you had for it, I was like, yeah, he'd have advantage. Rolled, doesn't change anything. And Rue at this point is going to take the sword, kind of step forward, almost like she's going to try something, but then takes a step back, looks at you, Nyx, and offers you the help action by pointing up towards the stack of stuff that's above the imp, and seeing how there's like a large, kind of like box of stones just like piled on top of one.
Just an
and
anvil
kind of like,
by a string.
Anvil by a string. But this box of stones that was used to like block this door off. That's kind of like precariously stacked on top. and she's like points at that like that could come down onto the imp, and she offers to use that help action.
And I look back at her. I'm like, "Do you have any other spell slots? Because I sure don't."
No, I don't. No.
But
Ram
you
it.
know.
My spell
Jerry-
slots are rather useless for this.
Uncle Jerry would have been great to have here.
Uncle Jerry's like, we got this. We got this. We're
Oh,
gonna do
I mean, I
great."
could bring it back real quick if we want him.
It's up to
The
you.
skeleton's still drunk. Just like, we got this.
He still would have flesh on him. He'd be a zombie.
Oh, there it is.
As his snout is completely crushed.
Just cracks it back in place.
So back at
Super
the top of the
loser.
order, that imp that is at the that's running like into the wall, because its initiative was 19, but it was holding its action. So it is now that imp's turn. It doesn't get to make another save, does it, Nyx?
I think so. If he wanted to, like see whatever like the phantasmal force is, he could do an investigation check against my DC
Okay.
to see if he figures it out.
Well, I would say he tries to figure it out, just try to like get away from it, and rolled a 1, so it stays. So he takes another 3 damage from that.
All right.
And yeah, that's gonna be its turn. It's trying to like just run away, and it's getting discombobulated, stuck into this box and wall set. And next up, it's Riker, and then the Spine Devil. These two imps are still by your feet at this point.
Well, Riker definitely took more damage from the imps than the Spine Devil, so he's just gonna kill the imps.
Okay. So go ahead and make those attack rolls for me.
I nearly rolled on that one. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
It's going to be a 21 and 11 to hit. Why am I rolling so bad on half
A
my
21 and an 11. The 21 does hit. That 11 does not.
Wait, do I get more to my hit DC with rage? I forget. Or is it just
Yeah, you get
damage?
you get a +2 to your hit DC.
Oh, so that's 13 to hit. Sorry.
Okay, 13 does hit.
And then 23 to hit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, both those hit.
I completely forgot that was a thing. I thought it was only damage.
I'm pretty sure it's hit DC as well.
You're the expert. You're the DM. That's going to be...
You got me mixed up with somebody else.
Oh, right. I'm
already
the DM.
but
That
I'm
all
nowhere near an
misses,
exit.
Brian.
What? Sorry, what did you say? 13 and 12 radiant to both of the imps.
13 and 12 radiant. Yeah, you cleave through both of these imps, basically splitting them down the middle and like, and they just fall to the ground. Tail's still like twitching a little bit.
Nice.
All right, so both those are now dead. The Spine Devil's up next, and the Spine Devil is going to look at you one more time, and it's going to. She said you wouldn't be part of this, and throws 2 spines at you, trying to open up an opening.
Oh, I forgot that this was a bonus action. Never mind, it's too late now. It's too late. It's too
Okay.
late. Forget about it. I was gonna daunting roar it. It's fine.
Oh, I got you.
Next
It's gonna
turn
make
on
2
Dragon
tail
Balls.
spine attacks, trying to like throw you off. So both those are a +4.
24
None of those
or
hit.
2
It's
and
a
4?
2 and a 4.
No. Do
You-
you want
it-
one?
it-
Do you want me to let one of those to hit to give you the satisfaction?
No,
I already. Hey, Ryan, I already let
Okay.
something hit. We're good. We're good for this.
Yeah,
this
I
game.
would not.
You didn't
have
let it
earned that.
hit. You didn't let it hit. You just said no.
You
I
just grabbed
dropped it,
onto
but
it
it's
so you
still
could go into
grabbing.
his mouth.
The first attack I didn't let hit. The second one I did.
So as the thing like it's very cut up, it's hurt at this point. It flings 2 spines at you. You bash those off, and it goes, shit. And it just takes off. It uses its fly speed. It's going to try to fly. It's 40 foot. It flies past you. With flyby, it doesn't provoke an opportunity attack. And it flies out the door, but it lands its last 10 feet up outside the door, up in the air in front of you all. So it's only about 10 feet away from Nyx and the rest of them. It passes by Floof and Riker. So it's outside in the main hall now. And at this point, it sees the last imp is just like bashing its head against the wall, trying to run away. Oh no. This is not good.
I work with imbeciles.
I'm also a smoker.
I'm surrounded by idiots. So next up is Floof and Floof and Nix's turn.
Can I fly to where it is?
50-foot fly speed. Yeah, you'd be able to take care of that.
Okay. And this time, you just hear, do we want it alive?
What'd you say?
Do we want it alive?
All the imps dead except one, or did that last?
Wait, do they have the like the shiny like highlighter look to them?
Yeah, they do each have that.
Keep this one alive.
Well, we have the imp still, don't we?
Yeah, but how much would the imp know compared to the devil?
That's fair.
Oh, we can do a test on them.
Nix, what? We could do a test on the imp? Are you proposing devil experimentation?
I tried to hurt my friend.
Floof's gonna fly up and just whisper in this thing's ear. And like go, the satyr wants you left alive. Tell her thank you.
I need an intimidation check from you, Floof.
Do I have advantage because it doesn't know where I am? Or can it see me now because I'm tiny? I'm still tiny.
You don't have advantage.
Okay.
Because the entire aspect of you being tiny and you doing this is what's making it happen in the first place.
Got it. Okay, let me
We
find.
just need it like alive. It doesn't. We don't need it conscious.
I know. I mean, if
No,
that doesn't work,
no.
then I'll stab it in the eye with a tiny fire dagger. Deception.
I don't know why the shine is on this.
Deception. Oh, did you
I
say
mean,
intimidation or deception?
Intimidation.
They're down so much.
It's
just
the same
punch
thing.
them.
That's just a 7.
7. That doesn't. It doesn't
Okay,
do anything.
I'm gonna stab it in the eye. Non-lethal because it's a tiny dagger.
I'm gonna stab it non-lethally.
It's like getting stuck in the eye by a toothpick.
I
Yeah,
understand.
but
that,
an
I
on-fire
love
toothpick that'll
They have
burn
fire
your-
resistance.
a cauterizing dagger.
Exactly.
They do have fire resistance.
They do have fire resistance, you're right.
I'm just
Go
trying to.
ahead, you can stab this devil in the eye with your tiny toothpick dagger.
I just
Wait, how much
remembered that
damage do
the-
I lose because I'm small?
You lose a D4.
It wouldn't do
equivalent.
any damage.
So here's the thing. By that, what it means is like you roll regular damage, and then you subtract a D4 to it.
Got it. Okay, so then let me
You might heal them. You don't know.
find out next time.
That's how it
Oh,
happens
right,
when you
balls.
roll negative damage.
Oh, this actually feels really good. Thanks, my headache's gone.
That's exactly what happens whenever it like, gets stabbed
There
in
we
the
go.
eye. with
Dagger.
a Fire dagger.
It's like you put icy hot on their head, you know.
That's a
First off,
12 to hit. That's why I
12 to
won't
hit.
hit.
That does not hit.
So Floof whispers, stabs, forgets how tiny he is, and then he doesn't have the range. He goes, "Fuck."
So Floof, you do that and nothing really happens. It literally just like, oh, you're tiny now, aren't you?
Well,
Is it still burning?
I didn't stab it. I missed.
you're tiny now? What?
It's talking to me.
They never saw you not tiny.
You're correct. You're correct. It very much says, oh, you're a tiny one, aren't you?
Suck my dick.
Not possible. You're too small.
My tiny
wake
dick's
up?
bigger than yours. I'm still got more heat than you do, bitch. Suck it.
Okay, real quick. Emotional damage from the demon. It dies. No. Next,
Floof
you're up.
Multi-classes into bard
So
with
I
vicious
want it to
mockery.
be. It's still like flailing around, right?
It is up in the air, about 10 foot above you.
Wait,
at this
the
point. It's
imp
very
or the
evidently trying to get
devil?
away.
The imp or the devil, Lou?
The imp.
The imp is on the ground, walking into the wall. The devil's on the wall.
The imp is the one that that I said that has the shiny thing to it, right?
All of them do.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go up to the imp, and I'm gonna headbutt. I want it
Do an
unconscious.
unarmed attack roll real quick.
Could I have extra damage because of my horns?
Yeah, I'll let that happen. You'll get a D4 to that.
So what's an armed attack?
Unarmed attack would just be your strength modifier.
Strength plus 1 is unarmed attack.
Oh yeah, strength plus
mod
1.
plus- Yep.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Don't mind that 20. Wait, actually, do mind that 20. That's what it is.
So yeah, you
It's a
totally
strength
hit
check,
that.
right?
Yeah, no, it's an
Yeah.
attack roll. It's an attack roll.
With your strength
You have-
modifier.
yeah,
It's
you
it's a
have
d20
unarmed-
plus your strength modifier.
It's in your
Yeah, you
actions
should-
on the
you should have
site.
an unarmed-
There
you
is
should have an unarmed
a
attack roll
button.
in your attacks.
Unarmed strike. I'm stupid. Here you go.
Oh, okay.
No,
so
you're
you have
not.
it
You
on
just are trying to figure it out. Don't say
Okay, 15.
that.
15. Yeah, that totally hits. And then what's the
Cool.
damage next to it? +5.
Hold on.
Wait,
It's-
you roll for unarmed strike?
No. The unarmed
Oh.
strike should be just what do you call it? Just that right there.
I know. I just saw the
Oh,
freaking
it's-
roll pop up in the.
It's
in
4,
the
and you
log.
said but plus a d4.
Oh, I forgot that unarmed attacks don't have a plus to them, so it should just be your strength mod +1.
Okay, 4, and then an extra d4.
Nix that D4.
Yeah, no
I
D4,
forgot
no
that unarmed
D4
attacks
added.
don't-
It's just
No,
your
because-
No, she's
unarmed
doing.
attack
They're doing
that-
damage.
Around.
They're doing damage because they have horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, what I forgot that unarmed attacks don't add anything to that. Since the satyr doesn't have like an unarmed attack to do the horn and everything, I forgot
Oh.
that doesn't.
They
get
don't
added.
have.
I have ram.
Wait,
I
you do?
mean, that is
I
true. But
do.
yet, if you
Yeah,
if you did a running start, you could
Yeah.
totally do that. I'd allow that.
Just do ram then.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna just do ram. Aim for the
You
head.
unar- you get a running start.
Who
you're
are
like,
you ramming?
Okay.
The imp or the
Imp.
devil?
Yes,
The imp,
the
yeah.
imp.
Oh,
so yeah,
You want me to
what
roll
is
again?
that? No, you just use that attack roll and everything. What is that damage that you're using?
It's gonna be 5 bludgeoning damage.
This imp is out. Like you hit it in the head and it just drops. And you
Record
notice
really
this one
wants to
isn't losing its iridescent skin like the other ones have.
Cool. I'm a
And what do you call it? The what do you call it? Nash starts walking up to it like with its knife, just like, okay, ready?
He's done nothing this entire fight.
No.
Oh, okay.
It has shiny stuff. Just
The
wait.
devil is still on the wall.
Yeah, the devil is on the wall above it.
The
It's
devil
out of
went
reach
down
of Nash.
to Green Lake. He was looking for
Uh,
some
said
Leonins
he's
to
on the
steal.
wall. He's
Yeah,
on the
so
wall,
next
you
up,
say.
Riker, you're up. Because
say-
the imp is
Say he's on the wall.
he is on the wall. Yes.
you're
Riker
just,
runs to the wall and then starts running up it with his spider climb shoes.
Holy shit. that's
He is-
Oh yeah, you
terrifying.
run straight up this wall with your spider climb shoes.
He is going. He's put away his axe. He's going hand to hand combat with this bitch.
Okay. So go ahead and make that attack roll then.
That's gonna be a 10 plus 2, so 12 for the first punch, and then a 28 for the second punch.
That second punch hits very well.
The first punch does not, though, so that means it's only 7 bludgeoning damage from a jab to straight to the snog.
As you do that, you hear a crack as you like punch this thing in the face, and it just falls to the ground, taking a d6 fall damage as it hits the ground too.
Ah!
This is gonna be 5 extra damage hitting it.
Riker's on the ceiling.
12 damage total to take this thing down. So this thing is on the ground.
Dead or knocked out?
Well, the unarmed strike knocked it out. The hitting the ground probably killed it, from what you can guess.
That's fair. Okay. Floof's gonna fly down and just shake the blood off of me, and then land
Yeah.
in Nyx's hair and start ratatouilleing while she talks.
I
Next, I'm
clean
gonna
you
leave
with
it up to you.
prestidigitation first.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it up to you whether the hair thing does anything.
It moves my
Let's answer
tail.
your
It
hair.
moves my deer-like tail.
So Flip, like straight up as you're doing this, you're like not sure what's going on, but Nyx, you feel like your tail is just like wagging back and forth, like what the hell?
I look around.
And I give you guidance to intimidate this motherfucker as I play with your hair.
It's unconscious, so
Oh.
I'm just like, okay, you see this, and I pulled like the tail straight. And I'm like, you see, it's shiny. Why is it shiny? Floof, lick. Top of my head.
Floof lick. Next emote, just lick.
Why is it
My
shiny, Chris?
God.
I licked it.
Do me a religion check real quick, Floof.
A religious lick.
The holy
Licks,
lick.
licks with religious intensity.
You're listing
Seven.
holy name.
7 religiously
7.
licked.
Oh, it tastes like demon. It tastes like devil.
The devil
Face
went down
devil.
to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. Nothing.
Damn, I don't
Nash
have
pops
like-
up. Where the hell is Georgia?
Up your butt, around the corner.
Are you still small?
Yes.
Yes.
That lasts until I eat one of the cookies.
Riker
For an
has
indeterminate amount of time.
Oh,
Riker has
there's
come
a
off the
another
wall
amount of time.
and walked over to the devil and took its pitchfork.
Yeah, you take this devil's pit. It's a regular. It's basically a trident. If you want like an actual stat block, it's a trident basically.
He'll take it. Demon trident.
Yeah. No, sorry, there's nothing magical or special about this fork. It's just your typical throwable trident. So it's basically like a javelin but with 3 points.
Still, it's a bone. It's a bone devil or a
Exactly.
spike devil thing. Might as well.
So at this point in time, Nyx, you now have this unconscious imp in your hands. You have this dead, presumed spine devil on the floor. Riker's on the wall, and Nash is sitting there. It's like, oh, that's how this went. Yikes. And Rue is just going to stand there and remark to you all, what did it mean by she didn't think you'd be here?
Well, you see, there's kind of a long story. It's very long. Very long. Basically, there was this bitch from, like, the underground, and she was like, you do this for me. And then we went to this place where she wanted us to do something for her. And then there was this guy who's like, well, actually, you can do this for me, and it's a better deal. And we were like, okay, we'll do that. But we never actually broke the deal with the first lady, so we're kind of like a double-duper deal.
So how are
Or
we
they mean Riker's
considered?
sister. Because she's a bitch.
Oh, that too. I
But
don't know
that's
about her.
The Emerald Legs don't deal with undead, let alone demons. They kill them.
I would hope so. That would be awkward.
Right.
Riker, like you have to remember, like your your sister saved the town from a devil attack one time. Your great grandmother, fought a Baylor to to the death. Your great grandfather, wrestled a archdevil in an arm wrestling contest and won. Like your family's pretty well known for taking them down.
I gesture to like Floof, and I'm like, I've never heard of any of that. Then you
Riker
transfer
Leads
to
down,
the
leads
Feywild.
down. I have no idea.
Riker kind of nods and just says, "Well, I agree with you, but my sisters seem to kind of go away from the typical order of.
I was making a
Emerald
joke.
Lakes.
I didn't think this was...
We don't know for sure.
Yes.
All
Oh
we
my
know
gosh.
is when Nick says underground, we're actually in one of the layers of hell.
The
And-
seventh one.
Oh, you went to hell.
This
Oh, you
seventh
actually,
one.
that's not a joke. You actually went to hell. Okay.
Riker nods and just says, Floof then had a contract that the only word I could make up from it was ruby crawlers, so that's when we came back.
Shows her the piece of
That's what I
paper.
said.
She looks.
Riker
she,
looks
takes
at
the paper
Nyx.
and looks
It's
directly at
teeny
it.
tiny. It's like a 2-inch accessory at this
Oh,
point.
she picks it up and she's like looking at it like, I can't make this out. I want to
Sweet.
see that as soon as you can. I want to see that.
Riker looks at Nyx and is like, how long does this smallness last again?
Just for a
question.
refresher, real quick. Whenever you all had taken these from the kobold lair, they counteracted by you eating the opposite one.
Yeah.
That's the only way you've experienced them reversing.
Floof gets a cookie.
Let's wait. Well, let's wait for another. I want to say a couple more minutes because I don't have a lot of cookies, and those can be very handy.
I mean,
Floof,
look
don't
at
you
him.
have a
You
cookie?
literally just need to give him a crumb.
No.
Floof, you have your own cookie.
No.
Yeah.
Riker looks at Nyx. Riker looks at Nyx and just says, "Well, do you want him to eat his entire cookie or just a crumb out of yours? Because look at the size of him."
That is a very good. Oh, you're so smart, Riker.
Riker just is like. He's also reaching
shake.
into it. He's also reaching into his backpack. He got one of his potions of healing.
I shake one
Oh,
of the
I have
cookies
healing
to
spells
get
left
some
if you wanna heal.
crumbs.
I mean, you should probably save your
That's fair.
spell slots.
I give it to I give the.
I have
crumbs.
6 of them, so I
Floof
might as well
refuses
use.
the crumbs. He's enjoying being tiny.
Floof.
Riker will use 2 of the potions, so
Okay,
that's
and just a note real quick, Ryan. Your healing potion, heal fully. Since you're taking like the full action to do it, it heals
okay.
you fully.
So that is
It should be 2d4.
20 HP from both of them then.
Yeah.
Because that's 8, 8. That's 4 plus 4 plus 2 times 2.
Yes,
So yeah, 20.
exactly. So you get 20 HP back.
Oh.
And as you all are standing there, as you're all kind of like sitting there trying to figure this out, you're holding up this, and at this point, you just feel this, almost like this stench of death hit you all in the face. As you kind of turn around and you see this kind of like radiating wave of death in this rotting presence. You see a couple bodies on the floor just like start decaying immediately as this kind of like wave sits there. And this large humanoid creature with very goat-like features, almost like a goat face, very similar to you, Nyx, but
Dad?
not.
Made a deal with the devil, Dad. Come home, Dad.
This demonic creature has like this barbed tail that just like starts flipping back and forth, very long, almost about 5 to 10 foot long, and just like flipping back and forth as it's walking towards you all. Next, popping and cracking as it like looks at you all, and this evil look at you and just sees this group standing there. Licks its lips, almost leaving like a trail of acid, kind of like trailing across its lips as it does that. You destroyed some more of them. Perfect. More rotting flesh for me to enjoy.
Kind
As
of.
he
Riker
and it
looks
just
at
kinda,
us like,
stands there and like it squats down, like starts wrapping its hands together, and just turns invisible.
Oh, fuck.
No, the fuck it doesn't. Fey fire. Fairy
Fairy
fire.
no, the
I
fuck
need
it
a-
does not.
I need a dex save.
So here's what it wants a dex save. Okay, Nyx needs a dex save for this thing. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do
Oh
that.
god.
I'm gonna
This is
go
like
grab
my
hang on.
chat-
I'm gonna
my-
go grab my copy of Theros real quick because I don't remember if I'm immune to poison and acid or just poison.
So
think
that's
it's-
going to be a 7 plus 2
It's just
for a
poison.
total of
It's just
9.
poison.
So as it like goes visible suddenly, you know, like it looks like a boy like room. There's
Yeah.
like a bunch of like RBG lights surrounding it.
RGB lights surrounding it. And as you see it like, in its squatted position, it jumps and it grabs onto the ceiling and like Spider-Man flips itself onto it. Oh, that's not very
Interesting.
nice.
That's pretty cool. I can do
And
that
that's
too.
actually a nice session. So this creature is now hanging onto the ceiling, looking at you all, and that's not very nice. And that's where we're ending it tonight.
Oof.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yes. So be sure to tune in approximately 2 weeks, because next week we're gonna have another one shot, which I do believe I'm gonna be running that one shot if we don't have one of our wonderful co-hosts here running one, but I can't remember. We'll be sure to let everybody know because I can't remember what we had planned out there. But next week we'll have one shot, and the week after that we'll come back into this main campaign. With that in mind, thank you all, everybody, for tuning in tonight's session. Be sure to check out everybody's social medias in the comments or in the links down below. Not that one. I don't need exclamation linked.
LinkedIn.
Links in. Yes, exactly. But Nightbot there has all our social media links right there. Be sure to check out everybody's stuff right there. If you have any, if you want to help support this group and support this channel with us being able to go to Gen Con and also get the stuff on podcasting apps, be sure to click that little get that little subscribe thingy mabobber that Twitch Prime gives you if you have that, if you want to. It always helps you get the most on that kind of stuff.
Twitch
Oh, that-
perk.
Twitch Prime, yes, little Twitch perks. But with that in mind, thank you all so much. Is there anything that you all want to plug or anything that you all want everybody to know about and check out?
Me and Jay's Twitch lose co-fight.
yeah.
Yeah. I guess Lou and I have a podcast we record occasionally. You can check that
Ooh, I
out.
forgot.
Greasy Gossip on YouTube
It's fine.
and SoundCloud. We're sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Podcast
Fair
feed costs
enough.
money.
That's what it is. And that's why ours is not here yet. Both that and mine, we're also about to be raiding one of our friends who I think is live. I don't know. I don't watch Twitch, so I don't know.
I don't have anybody live. Do y'all have anybody live?
Dice and Autism, Call It Arty are both live.
All right, we'll go to the goodbye screen, and then we'll pick somebody to raid. We will see you all next time.
Love you all, and see you all in the next episode. Bye.